All right, go ahead.
Question of the week. What is the scary story they're sharing around the campfire? Eric can go first.
Okay. He will share the story of the hmm, of the fright creeper, and it will lead you astray until you're in a place so that you cannot see. And when it jumps out at you, it doesn't grab you. It lets you jump back and you fall off into a chasm. And they say that if you are scared this way off the chasm, you will never land and simply fall into darkness until your last day.
Not a bad concept as a whole. Not a bad. I like those type of things where it's like the man with the hat. If you grab the hat, you're granted a wish. Like I like shit like that. Eric, pick someone.
Yeah. Ryan.
Me. I think. What story is she telling? I think there's probably some shit that's like around Laffy's Academy. Like there's a haunted dormitory and like people go missing and like shit like that.
There's a fucking chained oracle underneath the academy.
Right.
There's
That's
a
a
chained
what?
monster under the
What?
academy.
Oh, okay,
That fucking
dude.
pulls you into the astral sea and pummels you. What?
Yeah.
No.
No, don't be silly.
Ghost stories are supposed to be a little believable. Come on.
If that's the story she tells, that has to be something we do eventually. Just the fact of like, oh my god,
That's something we did on campaign 1.
I know, but like this group needs to do it. If it tells that story.
No, we're not Lofty Academy level.
Vault.
I think the day before while they're traveling, he would like suggest like the camping spot under like a big like willow tree, like one of those big like outstretched trees, and he would talk about the legend of hangman trees. After suggesting they camp underneath the big willow tree.
Awesome.
To set up for it.
Marjorie.
I think like if they're staying specifically at an inn under the night of like a red moon, she would tell a story about like how if you say Bloody Lunara 3 times into a mirror, she comes to murk you.
Vetoed.
Dasha abusing Lunara in 2 campaigns.
But what if she says Bloody Marzina 3 times?
I cannot wait for a paladin of Lunara to smite fucking more. I can't wait. Oh, I can't fucking wait. Like just some paladin to be like, I don't know why I hate you.
Super nice to everyone. Fox and Marjorie is like,
all right, and Bren.
Don't forget Karina.
Karina's here.
She's getting set up. I don't want to throw her question of the week at her immediately.
I was going to say something like very like Slender Man, but I think it's more funny if it's just the true and accurate story of John Wayne Gacy, American serial killer.
So there was a clown, right? There was a god and a clown. Okay, and he killed people. Okay, he killed little boys. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with you, Cassian?
all right, new guy, new friend, the little.
Wait, these stories are supposed to be like makeup.
Karina, the question of the week is:
he's in Worm Bay. I mean, he was there for like 20 years.
I want to make sure. Karina, you here? You're muted.
I think she got up.
I think she's getting set up.
I was crosstalk. I didn't get.
What is the ghost story that your character tells around the campfire?
Oh man, this is a tough one. It's probably on top of my head. It's probably something from Grimm's Märchen, Grimm's fairy tales.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, one of those horrifying fairy tales that like we don't
The German. The original tales of like, if you get fat, they'll eat you. It's like what's the moral of the story? Don't get fat. Stuff like that. The horrifying German fairy tales.
Yeah, or the I don't know the the word English word, but it's one where the fingertails grow if you don't brush your teeth, or if you don't cut your fingernails. It grows really long. It's horrifying. It's. I will show you the
What?
picture.
You
It's
don't need
it's
to.
hor-
You don't need to. You don't need to.
It's
I'm good.
Yeah,
horrifying.
we're gonna,
I'm
we're
good.
gonna keep it
Good,
moving
yeah.
on. Any questions, comments, concerns before we begin session 2?
How is everyone?
Oh yeah, hold on. The recording just fucked up. Give me like 2
I need to
minutes.
get my notebook. Uh-oh.
Okay, we should be good. Whatever.
All right, gang.
Ah,
Any last minute questions,
Strudel,
comments,
Peter.
concerns?
I am ready for the day.
Alrighty, gang. We're gonna get started with session 2. Hey, Hydrabot.
I love you, Hydrabot.
We begin session tonight with 6 individuals, their heads craned over, looking inside the bloody tent of this recently met man, Hineni. His body is laid out on his cot, still wearing his armor, a slash right underneath the pecs that goes deep enough and far enough where the heart itself is seen in the dark crevice of his chest.
Ooh.
Throughout the night, everyone was on watch, everyone taking their various watches. Rosemary, you're familiar. You see it now. It doesn't look spooked, it doesn't look alerted. No sound was made. We just found this man here this very early morning. It's about dawn. The sun is still rising. I'll immediately pass it all over to you all. What are you doing? Cassian was the first one to get there, so I'm going to pass it to Cassian first.
Let me open up my fucking book. It's Hineni, correct?
And then, yep. Same man.
He had a
that
tr-
you
he
all
had, there was
treated.
well, there was a second person, like a second. Was there a second traveler or vendor?
What's Monday?
Monday's
Distance.
campaign. Monday's campaign. Owaka and Rin, different campaign.
Crossing the
And then he was
streets.
by himself. Yep. And then he was by himself. He met you all as you were traveling when you pulled into the small clearing with the fire pit. He offered to share the fire pit with you all. You took him up on that offer. He went out to check his lures for rabbits.
Yes.
And skinned them and cooked a small little meal before agreeing to travel to Fort Yeroth together in the morning.
Are we long rested?
We are all long rested. If you remember, Hineni was part of the Dragon's
Yeah.
Roar Adventuring Guild, a very small adventuring guild stationed in Fort Yeroth.
Yes. Is I want to see is this his only like mark of disturbance? I want to see like is this something like he put up a fight and there was a full-on scuffle
Okay.
and this is just how he fell,
So
or
it's two
was
different
this
things, and I will
yeah.
give it to you. I will ask for an investigation check for the scene or a medicine check for the body. Only before you roll anyone, I will say, I will only allow 2 rolls of each to hit the DC. So only 2 players can roll either an investigation or a medicine.
I can give someone guidance.
Yeah, I
get
want to.
there.
I'll definitely alert everyone. Certainly, I was on watch with Ark, but this is kind of as we wake up. I don't know. I remember who was at the last watch.
Last watch was Giannis and Marjorie.
And the tent was fully closed. Was fully
Tent
closed.
was fully closed.
Everyone was
Okay.
on watch with someone else, right?
At some point. The only person that wasn't on watch with another person was Giannis during the 3rd watch.
I mean, the one who has the giant cleaver weapon.
You're supposed to be my friend, Era. Remember?
I am.
Now
When
you-
it's-
now you want
Yeah,
to be
when it's
friends.
convenient for Karina, they're supposed to be friends.
Cassian, what are you doing?
Yeah, I will just definitely raise the alarm. Have my weapon out. I'm not the kind of person that's good at these investigations. I'm not that type of person.
What do the rest of you guys do as you approach and you spot this horrific, bloody sight?
Unless anyone is opposed, I can attempt an investigation check. I have a decent bonus at level 3.
I give Arc guidance.
Okay. How does that look
With-
like?
Let me read the guidance spell because I'm not sure. Touch one living creature before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and add the number before. Blah, blah, blah. Just like a gentle pat on the back. It's like, look at the heart.
Look at the heart.
Yeah.
He said.
Thank you.
Because of my character's history with stuff, can I assist him? Give him
No,
help
there
action?
will be no assisting on the investigation or medicine checks. Unfortunately, you can assist with like guidance or bardic inspiration or something like that nature, but just being proficient in the skill will not work in this scenario.
Got it.
I think we'll,
I have a +4 in medicine. That's all I have.
it's a D4, correct, Tasha?
Yeah.
I think Rose is like gonna be like trying to keep her distance. She's like still not 100% sure about these people, and like there's a dead body, so she's like standing back. Probably because I can telepathically ask my familiar. Just, did you see anything in the night? What happened?
The familiar just kind of
Just nothing.
There's a check I want to do, but it might interfere with what Art's doing. You said like he has this big slash in his midsection. Can I just try to compare it to like our weapons to see if any one of our weapons like looks like it could have done that?
Okay. I just DM'd you, Arc, a bit of information on the successful investigation check. The DC being 16.
Thank you.
Looking at the wound, that would require a medicine check. Okay.
Would that be one of the
That would be
only
one
two
of
that
the
we
two
can do?
medicine checks. There are a couple of bits of information here that you can get, and they all require a check to get, yes.
Okay. Does someone else want to try? I'm okay with going, but like my medicine's +0.
I have +4.
You
Okay.
absolutely can. If you'd like, you can tell me what you're looking for, because I am DMing information independently. It is up to you all if you wish to share it.
Do I get guidance?
I'm gonna circle the encampment and look for signs of disturbance.
Okay? This will be the second investigation check.
I'll roll medicine. I think my character will want it.
Okay. Okay, second investigation failed. First medicine failed. We got one more medicine check.
Who's good at like medicine? Who has a decent wisdom?
Giannis.
I rolled.
Yeah, that's cool.
13. Close.
Do you have guidance? Honest?
What I will give
Already
to you
rolled.
all is just cursory. The only one to successful make the DC was Arceus. What you do know is that I'll just paint the scene for you with facts, but you will make your own assumptions. Let me ignore the stuff that I DM'd Arc. He's wearing his armor and his cot. The slash cut through the armor, skin, and bone. A heart doesn't just fall out of the body. The heart is hanging, positioned to show through the wound to whoever would be standing where you all are standing.
Like, hanging out of his body, or
It's so if he's like this, the chest is cut open, the heart is hanging down here, so it shows through the cut.
So someone would need to move the heart to make it visible.
The cut was made, and then a hand went in and went.
Does that mean anything to me? Like that symbolism of like having the heart hang out?
is the heart disturbed in any way besides like being cut?
Is the cut deeper than the heart?
Let me check my DCs because there are different DCs. Art got the 16 was to get all the information.
Yeah.
13 Giannis, you notice that the cut was deep enough. It is deeper than the heart. It probably, just on a cursory glance, Giannis, it probably goes as deep to his spine.
Oh, so he's damn near bisected, basically.
Damn near bisected.
Who's in the
It
tent?
wasn't a
with me?
full cut all the way from here to here. It's a cut from here to here.
Okay.
So had it this deepness, Giannis, you would be able to tell this deepness of a wound. Had it just been a bit wider, absolutely bisected.
Is
Um,
it? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The edges of the cut, does it deepen and then shallow out, or is it just like someone took like a block blade and went?
Giannis, you can tell that this cut doesn't look natural. This wasn't made by a weapon. That's the best way I can answer that.
Who is in the tent with us currently? Like, who's like actively like in the scene?
That's up to you all.
I'm circling, looking for disturbance.
Marjorie's
On
on
the
the
edge.
outside, just trying to peer in. But Age, you have a question? Was any of his equipment taken, or like
All this equipment is here.
is all of it is, or none of it?
All of it is here.
Okay.
I think one thing that Dakota would know is that if someone is like assassinating the night like this, you can tell if it like a guy to see where they struggle by looking at their nails to see what's cracked, either at the ground of the person. And look at his nails to see if there's like blood or dirt underneath to show like did he struggle or nothing.
Perfectly clean fingernails.
This is a weird question, but what's his facial reaction? Like, what's the pose his face said?
Like he was sleeping.
Okay, cool.
Oh, this is not natural.
I think to answer your question, Ark, it would be you, Giannis, Kay, and Marjorie.
Anything missing from his body?
Nothing.
Nothing from the inside of his body that was missing?
Nothing.
AJ, I have a
Do-
question. On his armor, was there like a sigil or like any like markings of the the guild he was
The
in?
Dragon's Roar. They're a very tiny guild, if you remember. They probably weren't established enough to have like a sigil or a guild enough to modify their armor to that point. He's wearing standard half plate armor.
Okay.
Did he go to sleep with his armor? Because usually you don't sleep with your armor on.
He is wearing his armor.
Did he go to sleep with it? Did we see him go in his tent with his
He
armor?
is wearing his armor.
I'll pull like Kikote aside, and just kind of like with kind of like the rapier kind of like in its sheath, just kind of using that to like move things around as to not like get my hands on him.
Mhm.
His weapon is still at his side, and his arms are like they would be if he was asleep. It doesn't seem like he struggled. So whatever this was done in one blow. He didn't have any time to react.
Look at this sword, the wound. This is not a slash. This is a large stab, but that does not make sense with the size.
The only explanation I can think of would be magic for something of this size. I don't know of any blade that could do something like this.
There's blood all over the tent, yeah?
I just mean myself.
Strangely enough, there is not a lot of blood over the tent.
He was killed somewhere else and he was placed here.
Blood,
Okay.
there's no blood splatter. There's a lot of blood under him. can see the
wasn't killed here.
pools underneath him, but there is no blood on the tent. The only blood comes from the wound, and it's spilling out.
Can I look outside the tent? Is there a blood trail?
It's not a blood trail. Yes, Marjorie.
Was it a clean cut?
Beautifully clean. Precise.
The only thing I can think of that could do something like this as far as weapons would be an executioner's blade, long and rectangular, but even that is too small for something like this. If you look here and it kind of like pokes at his armor, there's deep indents in the dirt where his armor would poke out. He was sleeping in this. He went to sleep with his armor on, which is odd, especially with how trusting he was being.
He wasn't put here. He was put here. He wasn't killed here.
I think he was. Look, and there's no drag marks in the dirt. There's no blood splatters anywhere else, and we were 20 feet away the whole time. It's
If
a
you're
miracle we didn't notice that killing. We would have noticed him being moved.
There's no blood splatter other than from the wound. If you strike someone, blood sprays. Doesn't matter how
Unless
neat
he was.
the blow is, the pressure of your body. He was not
Then-
killed here. He was placed here afterward, and the blood that was still in him flowed out.
Unless the magic that did this, or weapon that did this, was not come from the outside. This was magic. This could have been done by a cleric. Look at his face. He felt no pain.
You did a walk of the area. Did you notice a place where the killing may have taken place?
I did not circle far. I was looking 20 feet, 30 feet out, so not necessarily.
This is very strange.
We had someone on watch the entire night. Even if his death was instant, there would have been some noise.
Unless there was a silence. Or I'm aware there are ways of ending someone silently. This could also have been a ritual cut. Stabbed and opened with a dagger. You start in the middle that way.
Why
Look,
do you
his
think
heart.
they left the
See how
heart
it's
there?
poking out? The heart doesn't fall out. It would need to be pulled out, for sure.
It was placed here for it to be found. For the people here to find it.
We were dealing with cult-like individuals in the last town.
That is true. We could have been followed by a survivor, although all of the dragon occultists seem to welcome their death.
I've always found that the ones lower on the ladder are more alright with death. The ones a little higher up from status, those are the ones that survive.
While you guys are figuring this out, I'm gonna prepare his last rite. Let me please make this man sleep at rest.
Let's make some room. And I'll Arkless leave the immediate area.
Okay. Giannis, describe to us how you start preparing the last rites of Hineni.
I pull off his armor, because that can still be of use. And his...
Leave him in his armor.
Nope.
He was a warrior. Bury him in his armor.
I don't have enough fire to make metal burn, so I'm taking off his armor.
Then bury him.
Graves get undisturbed.
Bury him deep then.
In my customs, we burn people when they're
In
dead.
your customs.
Giannis, he's
Not his.
He's not. Cassian is right. Bury him in his armor. This is the warrior's way.
I leave the body. I don't touch it anymore. Do whatever I ever want.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
Yes, he's supposed to meet up with his guild in the city, right?
Yes.
I think we
If
should
we
bring-
make it there, we can deliver news, but we can. Let's bury him first, and then we can deal with it.
Is there anything we should bring back for them?
His supplies can be brought with us. We can hand them over to his companions.
Well, we should bring something sentimental up. At least so they
Well,
can recognize.
We will bring his things that he did not die with. He will find his companions, hand them over.
Fair enough.
If they should recognize his things.
Let me take a
I'll
look at the things that he has.
I'll get a shovel and
Okay.
but I'm
Good.
keeping a close eye and making sure like everyone is staying on the up and up regarding like
Cool.
his possessions. and everything.
For sure.
AJ, can I make some sort of check and think
Hang
back?
on one
like,
sec, because Rosemary was saying something. Hang on, go ahead.
She's gonna walk up to like where the body is and everything, and she's just gonna go. We can bury him with his belongings, but let me have a once over. Something about this doesn't seem right. I'm suspecting his tent wasn't open. Something needed to be happen. If he wasn't here when he died, but he ended up here and none of us saw him, that sounds to me like conjuration magic. He was taken somewhere else and teleported back. Something like that.
That's the-
Maybe he went somewhere. He has some kind of item that lets him do it. Spell components, anything.
I don't know anything about magic. That will be on you.
What's
Yes, Marshall.
conjuration magic?
Conjurations like teleportation and summoning, basically.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So before I
What-
get back to UK, Rosemary, you want to do a once over of the things? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so I like a once over of his items. I'm specifically looking for if he had any spell components on him, or if he has any items that immediately clock to me as like a magic item.
Okay. Looking around, he's pretty ill equipped on the arcane side. He doesn't have a focus. He was a fighter through and through. He was a little hunter. You know, most of his stuff is lures, traps, a couple of knives, a couple of things for skinning animals. Nothing magical about him. He was probably as unmagical as it gets, except for one thing: his ammunition. Ammunition kind of glows slightly for the light crossbow that's on his side. Just a couple of bolts, maybe 5 to 10 of them, have these elven runes inscribed in them as they glow this light greenish glow.
I'm not expecting to get too much from it, but I will ritually cast Identify while
Yeah.
we
It's
wait
plus
for them
one,
to do
plus
that.
one ammunition.
Makes sense.
As an unremarkable individual as they come.
You say ammunition, arrows,
Bolts, crossbow bolts.
bolts.
Can I look through his supplies, see if there's anything remarkable in there? Any interesting?
Rations, lures, traps, water skins, cooking utensils, a brewer's kit. That's really it.
Hmm.
There's nothing on his immediate body that seems personal in nature in terms of anything more, I guess, specific than like the common goods.
How, for lack of a better term, how intently are you disturbing the body?
Um, Not disturbing.
sure.
Is he wearing like any identifying jewelry?
Yes. They're around his
things
neck,
like that.
as thin as this maybe. It goes deep underneath the armor. You can only see it on the neck as you start to like move the body to the hole that you have dug. There is an amulet. You can see that it is a locket, but it goes underneath the clothing. You would have to reach down or remove the clothing.
I'll reach down, but I don't want to remove it from
For
him
sure.
entirely.
Reaching down, you're able to find the like pendant part of the amulet. It sits right over the gate, just masked by the armor. If you decide to pull it up, is that what you're doing?
I'll pull it out so I can see what it is. Yes.
In the amulet, it looks to be a small closed clasp, like a locket. It's an easy, quick like latch that you pull down and it opens up automatically. And there's just one small piece of parchment with scribbled common. Missing you, Papa. And that's it.
I will close it. And I'll kind of tuck it back into his clothing.
I want to look at the cut mark. I've seen piercing and slashing in many ways form on myself and on others. Does this look like someone went in with like a dagger and cut? Or was this like line just opened on his body?
Was it like you're slicing the tomato?
In
or you
order
said-
for a weapon like steel or iron to make a cut, the person wielding it had to have been as precise as a doctor. It is a perfect slice.
Someone just took like
Even
a
in the-
rectangle like this, basically.
Even in the
But
heat
it's
of
light.
more of like a little like just looking for more of like this. You know, like someone it's perfect slice.
Okay.
But it is like a slash.
It does
cut.
shallow at the ends.
It does shallow at the end.
It does
slightly.
kind of go like
Mhm.
deeper. as
Yes,
an out.
yes, that's the perfect thing.
Okay.
But it doesn't go. It's not to the point. I'll describe it like this: if you cut someone like this, right? To your point, Cassian, blood splatters everywhere. Additionally, when you pull the blade out, there is an exit cut that happens, albeit as small as it is. Unless you're bisecting someone clean, there will always be an exit cut. You
Is
put
it
the
almost
blade
like
in,
a
it
scythe?
cuts through the body, you pull it out, and it's another rending of flesh. It's almost two-pronged. That second piece is not there. It's as if someone took a blade, cut through his chest, and the blade was no more, if it was used by a weapon.
It's gonna be a weird question, and it's okay if I can't do it because we've already done the medicine checks. Is there anything missing from his body?
We already asked
Like
that.
any-
There's nothing missing from his body. No
Right,
organs, no nothing missing from his body.
Have I?
I have a question. I know that like if you stop smoke, there's like blood splatter, but he has been bleeding out here. Is it like a sizable amount of blood, or is in his tent where it's been dripping out, or is it like not that much?
No, it's a sizable amount of blood. Like,
Okay.
if he didn't die from the cut, he almost certainly will have died from the blood loss. It is probably like nearly all of the blood in this area of his body leaving him.
Okay. Cool.
Arceus, you want to do something?
Yeah, I'll just approach Cassian. Kind of while he's like going to like dig this hole. I'm not a warrior by any means, but I've had the pleasure of knowing many. I don't disagree he should keep the armor on, but I do think he should be buried. I know many prefer that as a means of not being brought back in some way.
Do you mean burned? Because you said buried.
Sorry, not being burned. I agree that he should keep the armor on, but he should be burned.
What type of armor was it? Was it leathers?
Just half
or-
plate.
Okay.
The armor will most likely remain in a pile of ashes, but
I don't know what the.
This is me
Oh,
and
this is-
Cassian.
Oh, okay.
How he is sent on is not my concern. It's protecting his dignity. It's not stripping him naked to make use of his armors and hiding it as good intentioned faith.
I agree. I think we should leave his armor and weapons either in the ashes or bury them after.
He died in his armor. Let him have that. He may not have been a reputable warrior, but he was one nonetheless.
I think I've learned a lot about you. And
Burning is fine, but his armor and his immediate arms go with him.
I'll just gather, just not like a huge like tree trunk logs pyre, but like one that's probably gonna be like 4 or 5 inches high, just enough to
Yeah.
make like a bed basically of wood.
Yeah, for sure.
I think like if I'm the one helping him put on the fire, you see, I would position him, and I would put what were his weapons exactly?
He had a crossbow and a short sword.
You would see, I would load the crossbow, put it in one of his hands, and put the short bow in the other, so it looks like he died while wielding them, and put them like down on his side. I know I do not know your way with this, but where I come from, when they fall, they hold the weapons, even when they head to the beyond. Hope that does not interrupt whatever ritual you are doing. Alright, I guess it's alright.
I'll assist Ark in gathering firewood and building a small pyre.
Do we have any like rabbits left? Like some rations left?
Yeah, for sure.
I want to take like one of the rabbit skins, and I want to attempt to maybe mimic the cut on him with my dagger to see like if I'm slow, can I do something similar? I want to see like
Sure,
was this a
good
ritual?
idea. There's no way you can emulate it. Even if you do like 2 or 3 different rabbits, your blade does not cut through as precise as the first cut.
Do I know of ways to, or at least know of the idea of like how to cut someone and like the weapon disappears? Like, was this a summoned weapon that did this?
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, it could be. Like, if it was a summoned weapon, then it was a summoned weapon. But if someone was wielding it, the thought comes to your mind, how are they able to make this cut? Even if it was a summoned weapon, it's still a weapon. There should have been blood splatter across the tent. It should have shown all the signs of someone wielding a weapon, but it doesn't. Going back, Cassian, what are you all doing with Hinami's body? I know there's been some kind of back and forth with it.
We will cremate him with his armor and arms.
Okay.
But his immediate supplies will kind of just like pile up with
For
the
sure.
intention of like returning them to his company.
For sure. Who lights the funeral pyre?
We'll do it.
Okay.
I'm staying far away from this.
Okay.
I'm out.
asking you to light the fire. Is there anything you want to do or say as you put the small torch, striking it with flint and steel on the ground, picking the torch up, and starting to approach this tinder bed that has been laid out for this individual?
As I kind of get down to put the little torch down, I'll just put a hand on his chest and just thank you for your kindness. Wasn't fair. It wasn't just for you to go like this. I'll do what I can.
Putting the torch to the pyre, the lights, and the flame slowly starts to overtake. As you stand back and watch, you smell foul smell of burning flesh until it's overcome by gusts of wind in the general area, until eventually all that remains is burnt black steel armor resting atop ashes. What do you all do moving forward?
I'm going to talk to Cassian.
Okay.
Before you decide what my hidden intentions are, maybe you should ask me. And know me. Also, maybe talk a bit quieter. No, people can overhear you.
I am not the type to hide behind words or speak them out of your hearing. If you hear something, because I want you to, now walk off.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I think I would head over to Rosemary. Hey, did you find anything?
Not a thing. Something's weird here. I don't like it. I don't know that I necessarily trust any of you here, though I don't know how you would manage to do something like this. So, I'm kind of caught between I don't trust you, but also, how could you have even done this? I don't know.
That is fair. Well, if it helps, I did find something that might be able to alleviate some of that. The way he's cut was on his body. When you pierce someone with a weapon, when you pull it out, it cuts again. This only went in. And it was like a doctor did it. If this was done with a weapon, no one here is skilled enough to have that. Magic had to be involved somehow. And even then, there was no, as you said, there was no splatter. No show.
Yeah. Definitely think. Jory, can you come here for a minute?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Watch over me for a moment. And she's going to her vision just goes like completely blank. I want to be looking through my familiar, and I want to fly around at the extend to the range I can do it. I think 100 feet, and just I'm just looking for signs of blood. I'm just
For
circling anywhere in the
spiraling
in-
about the entire forest area isn't disturbed. There's no blood. There's not even a bush where the leaves are pressed. There's no depressions in the grass.
Where are we on terms of the map right now?
Yes, so Rivendell is right here. We've been traveling for a day, so we're not too far from the crater of Rivendell. We're probably in these woods-ish.
Okay.
Still got quite a ways to go.
Yep.
I know the dragons went north. Do you think it could have possibly been that?
I will draw the dragon, the purple dragon that you saw leaving Rivendell. It was going this way.
Do we know if where the red and green one went?
We do not. They were out of there before the explosion happened. They
Yeah.
were probably getting the fuck out of
No.
Dodge. Way.
Because the cultists were with the red and green dragon, correct?
Yes.
This seems
No.
like culty shit.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so
The only
let's
time
play
you
the
see
red
cut-
and green dragon. But I don't understand why they went for him and not us.
it might be unrelated. We do not know. All I know is that looked like a ritual cut to me. If you want to kill someone, you cut by the neck, near the head. If you want to cut someone painfully, that's a dagger at the ribs. This had extra purpose. Magic or some sort of curse, if I had to guess myself. The dragon did this, we would have heard dragon and then a speech. I have to say, it's very interesting here. More action than I see at all. At least, seriously. By the way, is your sister alright? I want to wave my hand in front of her face as she's like that.
I'm gonna slap his hand away. I'm gonna slap. Okay. I'm trying to be for reals this time. Kikate. Kikote?
Okay, go and die.
Kikote.
You can
Kikoatai?
call me, you can call me gay.
I'm like, I'm being dead ass. I'm being like, not even as Marjorie, as Dasha. I'm trying to figure out how to say it.
Ke go attack.
Kikoata.
No. Call him K.
Oh,
It's
it's
okay.
gonna
Give me the phonetics, Era.
It's
Just
gonna
Spell the
happen.
phonetics. Spell the
give me the
phonetics in the call
phonetics.
chat.
K.
Sarah,
K.
no,
Dr.
Era.
Butcher
Spell it.
Yuma.
Spell it.
Spell it.
Just spell it.
Choose easier
Phonetically.
next.
Actually, in my backstory, I have the spelling and the next spelling after it. I'll pull that up.
I need the phonetics. I'm being dead ass serious.
It's
Continue
it's
on, continue on.
Kokoatine, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kikoata. Is that an L?
Tie.
It's an I.
Kikoatai.
A capital I.
Coatl?
I feel so illiterate.
No, damn it.
Kikoatai.
I thought that one was gonna slide.
Kikoatai.
There you go.
Actually, you're gonna -1 to that.
Oh,
Okay.
Now they're all that now.
Anyways, Kiki. Nah, I'm playing. I don't even remember what I wanted to say. I got so hung up about this.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I can do this all campaign.
You're
I can
gonna.
do this all campaign.
You're gonna have to.
All right, it's all fun.
Oh,
and
I'm
games
gonna
till someone
I'm gonna
gets
swipe
that
away
XD20 damage.
Kikoatai's name. I'm gonna swipe away his hand as he tries to bat it in front of Rosemary.
Okay. So is she alright?
Oh, she's fine. Just let her do her thing. Lovely weather we're having. Unfortunate events 2 days in a row.
We lost them.
No disturbances in the area whatsoever.
No.
No signifying marks on the body or in the area or in his tent. If there's nothing we can do, then there's nothing to do.
I think right before we leave, like while everyone's doing their dirt, Koatai will do his morning ritual, and it's kind of like a looks like a blade dance, apart from practicing and also like doing this dance. And then he's repeating something in a language none of you understand as he's doing it.
What language is it? Maybe I speak it.
You do not.
Did you go on my character sheet and check?
All right, I'll ask you. Do you speak?
Dasha, you do not speak this language.
Okay.
Alright, that won't say it then.
Checkmate.
Okay.
Uh,
If there's nothing else, you all continue on, walking in kind of this sullen silence for much of the morning. Is there anything anyone wants to do along this initial road? Just kind of making your way back from the campsite onto the main road and going forward.
I want to ask Giannis about her culture in regards to burying people.
By all means.
Giannis, tell me about your culture in regards to burying people.
You mean my customs about how
Custom. Yes, I'm sorry, wrong word.
I make a point of saying I do not take belongings from the dead.
Is that true though?
Personal, but we do clean them, put them next to the body,
Oh, sure.
and do what we call a cleansing. We clean the body and burn them.
Nice. Where are you
Then
from?
we put them to rest. We put them in urns and we give them to their departed, their families. Oh, you mean where I'm from?
Yes.
Evolian?
The early campaign checking backstory look, Veovan.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry. But yeah. And you?
So don't give me a sec. I'm from Usinus.
Never heard about it. I'm sure it's great.
It's alright.
Many
My
friends?
First time. No. It's my first time traveling, really.
Luxury.
It is a privilege, yes.
And what brings you to this side of the world? Merely
Deliver a few
sightseeing or
letters. It's such a few people. What about you?
I'm a missionary. Seeking my other brothers and sisters in her.
Fun. I hope you find your other brothers and sisters then. Do you like your god? I feel like that's a silly question, almost like your god.
My god?
Yes.
The Duskfather.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes is a good way to put it, yes.
We should all have faith in something. That the Duskfather is great of taking care of his children.
Is like everyone his children or just his followers?
That is not a question I can answer as a mere servant of the Duskfather. You will have to ask him.
Have you met him before?
He has spoken to me in my dreams.
Wow. Crazy.
No, I'm letting this rock. I'm letting it rock, y'all. Come on.
I mean, it's like we could keep going for like the whole day.
I
We're
know.
walking for a while.
Anyone else?
right before we leave, I think I'm gonna mark the tree near where we burned the body, like maybe the closest tree to where it was, and where I'm from, a hunter's symbol is like a spear or like a arrow. So I'm gonna put down the tree. So if the party is, so I can tell his friends like, look for the tree in this
Okay,
area.
for sure.
That's
For sure.
this way, so
Like
like
some
if you wanna-
identifying mark so they can go to where he was burned.
Yeah,
For sure.
and if you want to set up like an actual like grave thing, like here it is.
For sure.
All
right.
And then I'll walk by Art as well, like trekking along. I'm sorry. How do you say your name again? It was what?
Yes. Arceus. But Arc is
Arceus.
fine.
Or guess whatever works for you. So, are you from around this area? Does this thing happen often?
I am. And no, first time I've seen something like this.
Well, that's at least good to know that's how you are married.
Although we don't exactly
Yeah.
know what happened, so it's hard to say.
That is also fair.
What about you? Where are you from?
I don't think you would recognize it if I told you the name. My home likes to be left alone.
Understandable.
If we're gonna be traveling together, especially after that, we should get to understand a bit who we're traveling with. If we get into a fight, what can we do? Things of that. Are you a warrior? You seem to work with.
No. No, I'm definitely not a warrior. I know. I'm fairly learned. I know where the body is weak. That's what I take advantage of.
Ah, good skill to have. Well, if you ever see a good spot where we are fighting a creature or enemy, point it out.
I'll be sure to do that.
Appreciate it, my
Alright.
friend. I'll give you a pat on the back.
Anyone else as we continue on? Okay.
That's fine.
After the next couple of days, you all are traveling. You set up watch, and nothing out of the ordinary really happens. What I'm going to ask for now is this is kind of going to be weird with time. It's going to be a couple of days and nights. Someone roll me a D100.
I rolled a 1 on the 100 last time. I'm not rolling again.
Dasha, do it.
Can I do
Send
it?
us into chaos. Okay, I saw the 0 and I got
30.
I got really worried.
Oh no, he's
Roll-
smiling.
No, that's a safe smile. We're good.
Roll a
We all get like a
D6. Roll a D6 for me.
Yeah.
So 6 dragons pop out.
Six
Six.
dragons.
Okay. As you all are traveling, you all start hearing on maybe like 5-6 p.m. You start hearing music. This cacophony of sounds, a beautiful singing voice, melodious tune. Just around the bend, as this natural road turns slightly into another small little camp area. You can see them as they're kind of designated with one small wooden spite in the or spit in the ground. People kind of designate these natural rest points on this road towards Fort Yeroth. But you hear beautiful music, and then it immediately turns into something very brash, loud. As you all continue on, not even stopping at the campsite yet, but you see 6 individuals. You see someone with this small percussion set kind of hitting on the drums. You see someone with this lute that they're playing, someone with a flute, someone with a smaller, wider lute, and then someone singing this song. There are 6 young men here, different races and different builds, all performing this beautiful song as there's this not massive, but this larger tent set by the back of the campsite, a little ways away from the fire. It's deep red in coloration, but it has gold silks around it. And you get a sense where it's big enough to fit these 6 individuals. It's this group of minstrels, all dressed very eloquently, all dressed very well. Is there anything you all do, or do you continue on and hope to find another campsite before nightfall?
You said it's about like
Because
6
I-
o'clock?
It's like 6 o'clock. The sun is starting to set. You still maybe got like another hour or 2 hours of daylight.
I think Akotai, I have to with all my things. I think I would immediately go over and interact.
Rosie's also gonna go and pull Marjorie over as well.
Hey,
Is this one of your bards that you like? The Fall Orc Boys.
No.
Or
Okay, as you three are walking forward, you see that this tall, handsome, young human man, flowing blonde hair, very much like Prince Charming from Shrek. He has this colorful like vestment over a white like button, and he's just singing the song. He points his fingers out. We got some fans in the audience now, baby. Yeah, all right, boys, let's give them a show.
Is there any
I
other
want to do the
audience but
wave.
us?
There's no one else except y'all three.
Is
that are
this
arriving at
actually
this.
Street Boys? Just-
God, it's
Can
6,
I-
it's 6 dudes.
Can I link arms with Rosemary and try to make her like dance with me? Oh, but it's like terrible swing dancing.
What kind of music is it, AJ? What kind of music? Do
like-
I recognize it?
It's like a mix of like pop rock type music, as best as it can be.
Good.
It's you know, if I had to equivalent it, it's like boy
And-
band music even.
Is it like more like in sync or like One Direction?
More like
that's-
more like in sync.
Okay,
hmm
the good side of it.
Yeah, the good side of boy bands. Not the boy
Yeah.
bands. There's a little bit of that, but definitely in
They
sync.
were definitely doing that.
The
but-
choreography is on point. You see the guy with the percussion set, it's wrapped around him. He's hitting the drums, hitting the cymbals as they dance in tandem. He goes, all right, yeah, people in the armor, don't be afraid now. You can join too. Attendance is free for this night and this night only. And they just continue on for like another 30 minutes, like playing a set.
If
Like a whole
Rose-
set. Yeah, go ahead.
Rosie's getting
no-
very into it.
if no one pulls Kyotai away, he is like dancing. He's having fun. He is fully enthralled in this.
I take off my Kikote earbuds, put them in, and say sacrilege.
I think I'm one of those like lurkers in the back with Cassian, just like half involved.
We could get another hour of walking. This is.
Don't be shy now, muscle guy. It's all right.
Muscle guy. I hope
I'm
that
so
sticks.
happy with what I rolled.
You're.
You know,
blind,
I want-
you can't see.
I'm
Eventually, the set comes
I
to an
can
end
hear.
with a solid flourish. This beautiful lute solo ends it as the main vocalist kind of drops down to one knee, belts out this note. They're kind of all panting. Feel free to applause now. Applause is free. Thank you. There we go. Now, there we go. Thank you to the ladies in the front and the spooky-looking gentlemen as well.
Ah,
We have been the Harmonious Heroes, and it's been our pleasure to regale you this evening.
is this an emerging party of bards?
It's an entire group of bards.
Honestly,
I
sick.
love it.
They finish their set and they start
dangerous.
putting their things up.
God,
You can tell that they're not super well equipped. Like they don't look super powerful or anything, but it's just 6 bards. And anything you all want to do, as by now the sun is setting, probably too dangerous to march on. But far be it from me to stop you all from continuing on.
I'm going to turn to Rose to be like, do not become a groupie. Whatever you do not become a groupie.
No, not. I mean, these guys are fine. They're not as good as Fear at the Mead Hall, but they're pretty good.
How many is that so far?
I'll approach one of them now that they've calmed down.
Yeah.
Well met. How's the road ahead?
Well, not too bad per se. We ran into a couple of scuffles, but the boys and I, we were able to handle everything.
If you are looking for lodging and work in Rivendell behind us, I'm afraid it's come to a bit of a poor fate, and you would have to move on.
Oof. Oof. Well, fortunately, we weren't heading over there. We were actually going to cut out the main road, head south. Small little spot there, little trading hamlet. Hope to, maybe pick up another gig there or two. But I appreciate the concern, honestly. I mean, we're strangers. You didn't have to tell us any of this.
Well, those who keep to the road tend to have to be a bit familiar.
Yeah, unique types. Unique types, of course. Unique types. Someone roll me another D6. So I'll say Cassian roll me a D6.
A D6?
Yeah.
But a
Now,
6.
A 6. A 6?
Yeah.
You
6
spot
more boys.
another 10 kind of in the little forest. Definitely away from this clearing. Like to the point where it's like you won't see it unless you get inside the
Mhm.
clearing and look around. Like it is in the woods. But it's definitely been set up. There's a small little couple of like bushes that have been whacked down to form this own. There's another person. They look far removed from this group.
Are they also in an established camp?
Camp is a heavy word for it. It's a little tent, a small little like one person fire, and a little spittle with like one pot, like a tiny like ramen pot. It's definitely like one person here.
I'll go over.
You head on over to the tent. Before we do that, what are the rest of you guys doing here?
I'll go up to Rose. What's Rose doing?
She's probably.
God,
I don't know.
There is literally a 3 gap for all of these, so it's a 30 to a 33. Sorry, go ahead.
I think she's just kind of hanging back, seeing how this goes.
This is your kind of scene, huh? Fan of music, it looks like. You almost tripped over yourself sprinting over here.
Yeah. No. I love music. There's I studied at Laffy's Academy, and they have a really good like bardic program, and so like they come back, like they're like, oh, they go and they tour, and then they come back like alumni kind of thing, and yeah, it's really good.
You see
go
that
there,
on
watch
this
a live music.
magically conjured mic, the blonde man speaks. Oh, it seems like that one has a boyfriend. Sorry, Ronnie. Sorry about that. You see that the kind of one with the larger loot in the back, this drow individual, white hair that falls over his head. He has piercings all across his like right ear. He kind of goes, "My name's not Ronnie. You don't stop calling me that." But that's your name, Ronnie. They just continue to bicker.
Can I use telekinetic, my telekinetic feet to try to knock the microphone out of his hand?
Yeah. You push the microphone, he goes, "Oh! Little lady got tricks!"
Looking at this drow with like the tattoos, the earrings.
No, he got
The
tattooed.
fringe and the
You got
fringe.
tattooed?
Definitely like the fringe, like the fucking like early 2000s, like fringe, like over, like the mid part downwards over the eye, like over the forehead and brow. Basically like Dasha right now, kind of.
Emo cut.
Emo cut for sure. Like a cropped, like sleeveless tunic, tight pants, and high black boots.
Can I see who like the songwriter might be? The one who actually like
Oh,
like, makes the music good.
absolutely the Mike guy.
Definitely the mic guy. Definitely the lead vocal.
Mike guy.
Hey, my friend,
This
I have a question for you.
Yeah, anything for an adoring fan.
I'm actually a bit new to the music around here. I have not heard that many songs, and I was wondering if you had any music you lend to me so I can practice.
Whoa, trade secrets, buddy. This is our set. Can't really go around asking the Harmonious Heroes to give you our songs.
Well, this doesn't have to be one of your personal songs. It's a well-known song. I'm not from around these lands, so I do not
I'll
know any.
give you a personal song, but my voice is a bit of pod right now. But tomorrow morning I'll regale you with another set, me and the boys, if you'd like. And you can feel free to write whatever you want down. Pick up any pointers.
But we are traveling, unfortunately. Perhaps we meet again.
Perhaps.
How happy do the boys look to be the boys?
Other than the drow, you seen that the percussionist is this muscular individual, a dwarven man. The beard hasn't grown fully yet. Like it's connected, but it's not a long like dwarf beard or bushy. It's tight and cropped to the face. He has like spiky hair and this like big like ear to ear smile. He's in like casual, comfortable clothing. He seems very enjoyable to like perform. The other one is kind of one on this unique instrument. It looks like a lute, but there's a couple of like piano keys on it, kind of like a guitar. And then the third
Got a
one-
hurdy-gurdy.
the third one has a thinner lute. Kind of they're the one that did the like not really the solo, kind of like the rhythmic guitar in a song.
Yeah.
And then the drow man has like the larger lute. He was the one who ripped the solo at the end. Other than like the drow who just looks to be in a perpetual like meh, the rest of them seem like pretty enjoyable. Like they
Okay.
have just the same gusto as the lead vocalist, if not like more.
Okay.
So we know
which
the
one of
Drows
them
are
has
fine.
the Justin Timberlake ramen hair?
The
Ice tips?
guitarist. The
Ice
guitarist.
tips?
Okay,
Ice
Hey,
the frosted tips.
I hope you're
Keep
making
going.
us hero forges.
I will now. I guess I have to.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you think these are not going to be like our allies later?
They will not.
Sure.
They will never appear again.
Sure.
Before I get back to Cassian, what are you guys doing? If anything,
I'm sitting far away with
for sure.
Close to
Setting up
Ark.
camp, setting up your old camp.
Yanis is the devout Catholic mom that's just like, this is not good Christian music.
Not good Christian music.
No,
Hey,
Narc is just talking way
I
more.
do
into
wanna-
it.
And her
What-
daughter made her come to
For
this
sure.
concert.
I do want to
Sure.
do something with Yanis while everyone's distracted.
yeah, for sure.
I'll sit by her. So, what do you make of all these people? Not the musicians.
Huh?
I know your thoughts on that.
I took
What do
the
you make-
AirPod out. Oh,
What do you make?
you said something?
What do you make of our traveling?
You're asking me right now when they're close
Girls.
by?
We're all distracted.
They're great. Thumbs up. I don't suspect
Inside.
any of them.
Inside check.
I don't think you need one.
Bro,
Okay.
you can just believe what you want.
No, Era needs an inside check.
No.
Fine.
Yeah, that's true.
You get the hint that I'm not telling you while we're here in
For sure.
earsight.
For sure.
All right. Well,
Are you enjoying yourself?
yeah, of course. I've never heard music like this before. Quite exciting. I know it's not your cup of tea, but it is mine.
I'm glad you're having fun. And I just give him a very cool shoulder pat. I was like,
Okay.
enjoy yourself.
Okay.
You need to enjoy yourself too. Can't be moping around all the time.
We worship two different things. I am enjoying myself in the silence.
If you say so. Well, when you have a moment where maybe you know,
Come and see me at dusk.
of course, dusk
Okay.
where
Cass, as you're walking towards the tent, you hear a careful where you step. As you immediately take that, like, what the fuck? Oh no, he's serious. As under your feet, maybe like 6 inches away, glyphs appear from the
Oof.
ground. You're able to take a step back as this lightning bolt shoots out from the glyph upwards and into the air. Sorry.
Hmm. I apologize for intruding. I wanted to make our presence known to you.
You see
As-
that the tent opens up as you see a young human man. He has stark white hair, tan skin, a scar over his nose on the bridge. He's dressed in deep red and navy blue robes that look arcane in nature, but there's armor affixed over them. There's a pauldron, uneven pauldrons on either side. He has metal gauntlets wrapped with this same coloration of robe, a longsword to one side, many pouches around his waist. But what's most startling is as he approaches, you see that one eye is this deep blue, almost reptilian coloration. Are you hurt?
I'm not.
Your presence has been noted. I appreciate the forthrightness of which you act.
Those on the road should be, well, follow certain rules.
Yeah, tell that to that bunch over there.
They are a lot, but they have their place.
What's your name?
Cassian, is it safe to approach so that I may?
Yes, it is now.
I'll just take a step forward and I'll just hold out a hand for him to shake.
He shakes out post his hero forge. As he shakes your hand, I'm called Blackstaff.
Interesting name. Okay. Well, if you need to request anything of us, please do not be hesitant
Why
to
do
ask.
you and your companions smell like dragon?
Because we were attacked by some.
Describe them to me, if you'd be so kind.
I would be happy to if I am able to ask the nature of the questioning.
Qualify that for me. I don't like reading between the lines. I'm not good at it.
Was not trying to be nuanced. It is interesting to meet someone who can smell or identify such a thing.
The more magically inclined you are, the easier it is to sniff things that shouldn't be on people. Rivendell?
Unfortunately.
I had heard word. Tell me, how many were there? What did they look like? How did they act? What were their numbers?
Would you like to join us at our camp? I did not see every perspective, but I am happy to share what I can. We aren't too close to the minstrels. Or, if more comfortable, we may stay here.
I'd prefer you and I to continue speaking as we are currently, but I will reserve the right to change my mind, if that's all right with you.
Certainly.
I'll kind of take a step away from his camp a little bit, make a distance from
Mhm.
his camp itself.
Yeah.
I'll just find like a tree stump or something that I can
Yeah.
just kind of sit on. So we're in open view of everybody.
For sure,
So it's
for
not
sure.
like, where'd Cassian go?
For sure.
Yeah.
The rest of you do see Cassian talking to this other individual that you now spot.
Dragons, 3. 2 of which seem to be aligned with many mortal followers in masks.
Coloration of these dragons, what were they?
Green and red. I believe they
See
refer to
his-
themselves as
He
brother
like bites.
lords.
He bites the lower like jaw, and his jaw tightens. And the third one.
A large, kind of a shimmering purple of stained glass coloration.
He gives you a 1,000-meter stare. Which way did it go? Do you know?
The red and the green fled. We do not know what direction. The larger, north by northwest, loose direction towards Steelwatch.
Northeast.
North by northeast from Rivendell.
Yeah,
Cool. I got it. No worries, I got
Yeah.
you.
For some reason, I'm like, oh no, we're
For
over
sure.
here in the Highlands
For
because that's
sure.
what my fucking net is. We were from here north by northeast towards Fleetwatch across the Gulf. We lost
Good.
sight of it quickly, but
You've given me much to go off, and for that I appreciate that. Thank you.
I presume you have a personal nature with
I'm going
one
to kill
or
it.
more. Your business is your own. I would not ask it or pry. Are you equipped for such a thing?
I am. Give me an insight check if you'd be so kind, Cass.
Good at those.
This is some badass motherfucker. We're not supposed to meet yet. There's some.
Fuck.
True.
Looks pretty strong to
Okay.
me.
Looks pretty strong to me. I'll give you this as a base level. Like, there's a certainty in his words.
Did you tell him that the dragons are fighting each other?
I will recant the entire story.
For sure.
Um,
He nods his head
the-
intently, and like everything that
red,
like you're saying, he gets it. He's
it
like, that
clicks.
makes sense to me. Like, okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yes. There are some survivors in Rivendell. We are heading to the fortress stronghold to try and send word for more official aid. But those still in the area may be able to give you more information. The red and the green initiated an attack. Perhaps there's a reason they chose that town. I don't know. I was only there for a day or so.
He's sizing you up. Not really like physically. There's a little bit of that, but also like, what do I say to this person? Are they trustworthy? Do I believe
Yeah.
them? Do I trust
Yeah.
them enough to
Yeah.
say?
I think, like, Cassian, I think, even though he didn't necessarily interact with the bar group that much, I think he is very at ease with other people of the road.
Yeah.
And that
For sure.
shows more than
For
just
sure.
like the people he's been traveling with. This is more of a situation like, okay, this is a little bit more common. It's a campsite. There's people here. Everyone's traveling. This is a little
Yeah.
bit more familiar.
For sure. Thank you for the information you've given me. It is invaluable in my quest. I now know
Me
where I need to
too.
go.
Happy to help.
Kind of gets up. I'll be retiring, but should you or your traveling companions need anything, you can avail yourself to me.
There is a thing. I would not ask it of you, but more give you warning. We met a merchant on the road one day north. We awoke the following morning and found that he had been killed. In an unusual nature. we were not able to find any signs as to the cause or purpose, but if you are as capable as you appear, then perhaps you may have better luck than we. It does not sit well with me that we are not able to rectify what happened.
You could be.
Forgive my asking, but why are you here talking to me when you should be with your traveling companions? Is there a reason for that? That leads me to believe that you all aren't close.
We are not. We are all survivors of Rivendell.
I see.
I have known them for 2 days. Hardly long enough to trust or be familiar with any of them, and though I will not say that I am trusting or familiar with you, there is a comfort in those who travel the road.
I'll take the warning to heed, truly.
I will leave you for the evening. I'll
See,
look it up
Blackstaff
and-
gets up. Going back to the other group, Rose, Marjorie, Ark, Kikoatai, what are you guys doing?
We saw Cassian talk to this guy, right?
Yeah, you saw this guy in Clearview.
I want to commit, like, look at this guy and, like, commit, like, features, like, eyes, different white hair. Like, who is this guy? Just from what I can get from his appearance.
Yeah.
And then I think I would wait for Cassian to come back.
Okay.
Hey, who's that?
Just a traveler. I wanted to introduce ourselves and make sure our intentions were known. It is polite.
Is it? Oh, good to know. And did he say his intention?
His intentions are his. It would be rude to share. Needless to say, he has no cause or purpose with us, but
But I guess I have no choice but to trust you on that.
Okay.
Alright.
Rose, Marjorie, Ark, Giannis, anything from you four?
I think at some point, maybe like an hour after we're all just kind of like sitting around the campfire, kind of silently. I think Ark is kind. He looks like nitpicky, if that makes sense, where he's kind of like picking like at his fingernails or like picking like at his pants or something like that. And then he just takes out the mask again, dragon mask, or like what's left of it.
Yep.
And I think, and I kind of want to go over it again in like a new light, you know, in like a non like kind of like with like fresh eyes, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if there's not like a check involved, I think he's just like,
Yeah.
I want to make sure I didn't like look over anything stupidly
Listen.
or anything like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he just
Kind
looks
of-
over it and just kind of like
You
runs his hand
succeeded on the
across it
check
and stuff like
last
that.
week, and like you got most of the information pieces. Like it is definitely a amalgamation of different features from different chromatic dragons in that mask.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of like running his hand across it and feeling like the grooves in it and kind of flipping it over, and probably spends like 30-40 minutes just like looking it over really slowly.
Okay. Anything else? Rose, Marjorie, Giannis?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think Rose
Okay.
is just getting ready.
You see
making
that the
Sorry, real
rest
quick,
of the
if I
yeah.
can. I don't know if I asked or knew this. Can I tell what the mask is made out of?
It's made out of this what looks to be like this molten volcanic rock almost.
Hmm.
It's like
Okay.
smoothed down obsidian.
Okay. Want to know how like difficult it would be to acquire something like this, or does it seem like it's?
Yeah, it's just based on the material. It's not very a malleable material. In order to make these, especially in mass with like the 20 cultists that attacked you all, is probably not a small feat.
Why, like a dragon's breath would be enough to make
Maybe.
the episode
Maybe.
viable.
Yeah, who would have thought?
It's crazy.
It'd be crazy.
Could be crazy. You see that as everyone starts setting up camp, the harmonious heroes, they start setting up camp as well, putting their instruments up, and they, on the big like main like pyre, they put a big spittle and they start just throwing shit in there, like a bunch of like you know, like birria tacos, like how you make them, like you braise them and then you put them in a slow
Very
cooker
familiar.
and let them sit. That's kind of what they're doing. You see that the 6 individuals, the lead singer kind of looks to everyone. Well, our adoring audience, you regaled us with your presence, listening to us. The least we can do is regale you with our cooking, if you'd be so kind to join us for a meal. That one won't, but that's okay.
Who's that one?
He kind of points to the tent where Blackstaff is.
Ah,
Is
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Blackstaff
what's in the
glaring
pocket?
at them when they do that?
He's already
inside his
dead.
tent. He's in his tent.
He went to bed, popped up
There's a
that silence
small-
spell.
There's a small smell of like meat cooking from over there. But it's probably like enough for like one person.
Yeah, I'll go over.
Cool.
yeah.
I'll go over.
They kind of introduce themselves. There's Leo, Brightstar, Ronnie Nightshade, Toby Goldleaf, Dare Silvermoon, and Flex Starfire. You immediately tell that these are not real names. You immediately tell these are not real names.
Well,
They
the
cannot
drow
be
said
real
like
names.
that's like stop calling me that, right?
They cannot be real names.
Mhm.
But nonetheless, you see that most of the talking is done by the lead vocalist. He pours you all food, and as you just kind of like nonchalantly listen as they're doing their bard thing, they're telling stories, they're telling of where they've traveled and things that they've seen and creatures they faced. The first bite to hit your tongue, it is probably the most disgusting piece of food that you've ever tasted.
Cassian's just eating all of it. He's just like,
And
this is
so
rogue
are they,
food.
like all 6 of them are like woo woo woo.
I'm gonna divine sense while everyone's eating. If I see anyone do the face like when they're eating, I'm just gonna like just put what they gave me to the side.
No,
Uh,
it's just really badly cooked. There's nothing magical or shiesty about it. It's just bad.
I know, but do any of them ping for my divine sense? And
Nothing.
more importantly enough, does the guy ping for divine sense? Because I have a
He
range.
does not. He does not.
Oh,
Yeah, go
Rose
ahead.
visibly hates the food, but goes back for like seconds and thirds.
You see that Flex Starfire, the guitarist, this tall, high elven man,
Oh,
maybe like
hurdy-gurdy.
6'7", hurdy-gurdy. He, you know, dude, you don't have to eat that if you don't like it. It's quite all right.
I'm very hungry.
By all means, then.
Can I send a message to Rosie? It's 120 feet, and
Sure.
so a little point. She can only hear it, and she can respond in a whisper that only I can hear. Don't be a creepy.
Don't be a.
Don't be
This is where they take you back to their tour bus.
You know what they do, y'all. You know the game.
Get a game.
she
Target.
ignores the message.
Yeah.
Is there any one of the band that I don't see currently?
No, all 6 of them are in full. You see that Flex Starfire leans in. He goes, "Now listen, far be it from me to not wing my friend, but." Kind of points over to the drow who's kind of by himself. He's finished eating like half of his cup and he's smoking like a rolled piece of like
A blunt.
this parchment paper, kind of like a blunt, yeah. If the muscle mommy over there, as he points to Giannis, wasn't so off-putting, then I would definitely push him that way. But she's very terrifying. You should
She's
go
part
talk
of
to
a
him.
charm.
Who is he talking to right now? This-
Talking to
with
Rose.
this- Okay.
Um, she is gonna go over and ask him if he has another one.
Leave me. Yeah. Kind of reaches in and pulls another one out. We need a light.
I got it. And she uses her magic to light it. I got Firebolt is so much, but
Produce
like,
flame? You don't got a little produce flame?
Fucking Roman candle.
Power move.
overkill,
yeah.
complete
Wait, do you
overkill.
have presentation?
That was.
Do you have
a
presentation?
lot.
Yeah, I didn't plan my spells for this.
Hmm.
Oh. So this is what you do? You travel with this group?
Something like that.
Don't seem happy about that.
They're just a stepping stone.
To my solo career.
in this shit, it's literally one of them wants to branch off and start a solo career.
What role
I think you
was
could do it. You were really good.
So this is the Harry Styles of the group.
See, he searches your face. No.
She's like, she's kind of like sizing this guy up. She pulls out a small pouch of pink dust and is gonna say, "Do you?" And then like
Whoa,
shows
where'd you
shows
get
him
that?
this. I've been traveling.
Probably not out here though. Leo always starts the bus trying to hear his fucking mouthy yap. You want to go back to my tent and smoke some up?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Groupie.
Just like that. Just like that. Charge
Just
it.
like
Charge it.
session
And
2.
Rosemary, you store some of this up with him. You can tell us in as much or little detail as what happens this evening.
Some things happen.
Little Columbia
She
Bam
doesn't
Bam.
leave the tent the rest of the night.
Okay.
I talked to Ark and Giannis.
I was just about to say, can I
Yeah.
find Marjorie?
They-
So
They definitely
so-
only see her smoke. They do not see her.
Yeah.
This is everything I needed out of Ryan playing it.
We just see Rose go over, the dragon goes like this, and then they fucking leave.
Yeah. What in the college?
You heard the band?
Go ahead. And you said you want to talk
Play
to
the herd.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
find
talk to
Marjorie.
For
I need
sure.
to talk to Ark
he's gonna
and
have
Giannis.
his solo
For
hurdy-gurdy career.
Oh, he doing some hurdy-gurdy, all right.
Is that what they
She's
call
doing
it?
her hurdy-gurdy.
Giannis, I know you mentioned that you're finding your brothers and sisters, and while they might be underneath your god, Ark, I'm assuming your siblings, but like, I can't be the overbearing sister because she needs to learn and make her own mistakes and learn from them. But also, I can't just let her be getting who knows what from some low-level band. Like, she can do so much better than that.
Seems like you're really stressed about this.
I say with a slight chuckle, but it's like, life will find its way. I just go for you.
She needs to make her own mistakes, but also, like, just stoop that low. They
Hopefully,
weren't even that good.
hopefully, new life isn't the objective with this.
Oh my god, no, not Numa. She's too young to be a mother.
I don't.
Do I go in now? Is that too much?
I don't think you would like.
I don't want to go in there.
Yeah, probably not the best. Look, I think your
I don't
think
want
your
her to be.
window of opportunity passed, unfortunately.
Yes.
What if I set the tent on fire? Is that too much?
You know what? How about you just let her make her own decisions?
How am I going to face her after this? What do I tell father? I can't tell father. Fuck. Okay. Oh my god.
And just so
You could
I
pretend
know,
you never saw
who's
it.
who's the older sister again?
Me.
Okay, okay, that tracks actually.
Ark and Giannis, you see the same dwarf, the percussionist, kind of as Marjorie's back is to him, turn towards you. He
To where? To who?
And I give
Marjorie.
I give him that glare, and I'm like, yep.
I turn around. Will you break them up, please? Just like separate whatever they're doing.
Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Not a million years.
I'll humor this conversation if you break up whatever he's doing with my sister.
And break bro code.
I was just about to say the bro code. Can't do it.
You asking that man to be a cock block? That ain't gonna.
Ah, can't do it.
Respect, honestly.
I was just about to say how forthcoming and welcoming this has been, but oh my god. Is this. Oh my god.
Oh, I can be monogamous if that's what you like.
I'm just
For the
turning
night,
back
at
to
least.
Giannis and Ark. I'm not even mad, I'm just disappointed.
Listen, fire might work.
Better than the drummer.
It wasn't the lead singer, right?
Not the lead
No,
singer.
it's the one that
It was
doesn't
the-
want to
it
be
was
there.
The guitarist. It was the guitarist.
Okay,
and the backup
okay.
vocals.
You always go for the bass.
As long as it wasn't the singer. As long as it wasn't the singer.
Yeah, Karina knows this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comments.
For watches, can I do the first and the last watch?
For sure. Rosemary, you're not eligible for a watch this evening.
Yeah.
I'll take the first
Uh,
watch.
I was about to
if
say
possible.
I do need watches for this one because
I'm
depending
gonna-
on
I'm gonna share a watch with the honest.
Mark and Marjorie. Second watch.
I can take it.
I'll take it with
And
her.
is and then third watch.
Little me.
See him?
I don't
And
need a lot
then
of sleep.
Fourth
so-
watch is Marjorie and who else? Or just Marjorie?
I
I
can.
can
I
do-
can do two. I
I-
can do
yeah.
two. Because of my sleep.
Cool.
I'm
First
already
two
up, so
watches
makes sense.
go by without really a hitch. On the third watch, Cassian, funnily enough, you're by yourself. On the third watch, you do see Blackstaff leave his tent, make his way to the closer to the center, sees that there you are on watch, and he just posts up on his end with silently without saying a word. Kind of, you get his intent. He's like, I'm doing a watch too. I'm like, I don't trust nobody. I'm doing my own damn watch.
He got his sleep while everyone was
He
awake,
got
and
his
now
sleep,
he's.
Bingo.
I'll
Clever
just.
guy.
I'll just have like whatever little traveling flask and just.
I don't partake, but thank you. Dulls the mind.
Sometimes it's a good thing. There's a lot that can go on up there. Sometimes you need a bit of dulling.
I disagree, respectfully. I think everything that happens in my mind is a reminder of what I need to do. It's the weight pushing my next step forward. He just kind of sits there. As the fourth watch approaches, Marjorie, you're awoken for the fourth watch. You come out as well, and you do spot Blackstaff for the first time as well, kind of feeling that aura around him. It's a very potent, powerful, magical energy, wild and raw.
I'll give him a little wave as I sit next.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like she's just pacing. Yeah.
Blackstaff, this is Marjorie, one of our traveling companions.
Hello.
It's a pleasure.
Do either of you have siblings?
I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
I assume they're not around anymore,
No.
so I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry? Because they're not around, or because you said something that made you feel bad?
Because they're not around, I'd be sad if my siblings weren't around.
I
I'd also
understand.
be sad if my siblings were sleeping around, which they are doing, and I don't know what to do about it.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
I would like to speak with you independently at some point.
Okay, she'll like look back at Cass. Like, you got the watch?
Oh.
We can speak independently now.
Let us go for a walk.
I'll turn my brightness up, sorry.
I need everyone except Rosemary and Marjorie to deafen, please.
Good thing I rolled that 6, huh?
Yeah.
Rose gets to be in this, okay.
Yes.
Cassian, on this fourth watch, you see Blackstaff approach first without Marjorie.
Okay.
And then maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, Marjorie approaches. Blackstaff doesn't go to watch. He immediately goes to his tent very quickly. Not like fast walking, but definitely walking with intent. You hear the flap of the tent as it opens quickly and closes behind him. Marjorie, how does Cassian, like, what is the look on your general face as you approach?
I think there's like a little bit shaken, but trying to hold it back, and like her eyes like threatening to cry, but holding them back a little bit.
Can I try and make an insight check? And try and discern from her body language, is this something like she just had like a very like a coming to Jesus personal talk that she was not expecting and ready for? Or was this like something that came out of, or is this more like shock and confusion, or like
I'll tell you what, you roll an insight check, and then based on that, I'll allow Marjorie to decide what you get and how forthright she is with her emotions based on that check.
Can I just say, like, she is trying to hide it, like hide her shaking
Sure.
and stuff? So am I allowed to roll like a
You
deception
can
or something?
definitely
in
roll a
those?
persuasion or a performance.
Okay.
we have not completed a long rest yet, correct?
We kind of are. It's been multiple days, so yes, we should be longer. Everyone should be topped off for the sake of this.
Okay, and okay, this just because I need to mark something off, maybe.
You gotta beat it 8.
Fuck! I'm gonna use a feature that I'm not gonna name. To roll this. Fuck!
Fuck.
Arrows
Okay.
suck.
Happens, man. Yeah, Marjorie, you're doing a good job of trying to hold it back. It's definitely like you can tell, like it's hard not to be like fully fully lock it down, especially being in so close. But you're doing a very good job of hiding and masking that emotion. Your eyes being kind of the deciding factor, and with yours being glazed over, it's kind of hard for Cassian to pick anything up.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you. I need to talk to my sister urgently. I'll be right back. And she's just going to beeline towards the tent.
Cassian's face.
Marjorie, you rush through the tent, open it. You see a couple of different like areas where there are tinier tents set up, and then one there's sound coming from there. You still beelining?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to do another message just to be courteous and be like, it's about father. Put clothes on before I get in.
Jeez, this is fuck.
Like, ow, fuck! What the fuck?
Sorry. One sec. She fucking like fucking puts like wraps herself in whatever and walks. What? I'm busy.
After session,
she's
I'm going to DM you and Ryan and the sisters chat what like Marjorie will tell them, but like can't because of secret things.
Cool, for sure.
But yeah, I'll do that right now.
Cool.
But after that, she'll just walk back to Cassian and just sit down and do the rest of her watch.
Okay. That's anything you want.
I'll just hold out my little flask.
I take a swig and it does not go down smoothly. It's just like
Rose, you walk back and said, "Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry."
No, my sister
Okay.
was used in magic.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Whatever. She she just
Anything
immediately, as
else?
soon as he
Yep,
hears he
yeah.
didn't do something wrong, he just okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
he got the consent. He's good. He's a respectful man.
Yeah.
Got consent. He's okay.
Respectable.
Um,
What a kind, upstanding man.
Anyone else this evening?
I want to Tatiana's turn to watch.
For sure. Kind of going back a bit to second watch.
What the fuck? Who's braver than Naviana?
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah.
Natural 20 for 26.
Oh, yeah. You're trying to make sure that no one can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Super solid. It is on the soul. Y'all could be plotting murder and no one would be able to.
Okay.
So we're good?
Yeah, we're good.
Alright. How do you feel about the traveling companions?
Suspicious. They're new? You have an overbearing sister? The only one I have a good feeling about is Arceus.
I disagree on that.
I don't think me and Cassian sees eye to eye, but he seems like he has some valid opinions.
Well, at least he's the most honest. From what I can tell, he's pretty straightforward. Wears on his sleeve. If he's gonna hide something, he'll tell you he's hiding it. It's a bit more hurtful than the others.
Or that's just what you... I'm not saying anything to dissuade you.
But it's fine if you don't see eye to eye. I'm just saying he's more upfront about what he is. The others concern me.
I don't believe you need to be concerned with them. From what I need.
No, I don't talk a lot about the missing time, but I've dealt with a lot of people who are good at hiding themselves. When I asked Orquez, he was a warrior. He said no, but he focuses on attacking where it hurts. People like that don't fight, they kill. With the blind one, Malzori. She claims she's blind. She looks she's blind. But when I waved my hand in front of her sister, she swatted it as if she could see it. And she can cast spells as if her vision's on the issue. Blindness is debilitating if she does not seem bothered by it. Hidden there. Her sister Rose marry you. Seems paranoid. But she's upfront about it. I don't think she's as good at deceiving others. So she wears on her sleeve. But I don't trust wizards, shamans. They always have something up their sleeve you never see.
I think you're misguided, but you're entitled to your opinion. Won't persuade you, but I myself need to prayer like Dusk is setting up here. So
I thought you were the more important one. Why am I the only one looking at the recompense? We
Hmm?
just had someone die of mysterious means. And not the least concerned about who we're traveling with.
Oh, I know already. No one of them did it, so that is fine.
But even though one of them might not have done it, does not mean they might not be the cause.
That doesn't concern me. Why should it? Does it interfere with my goal? No.
Very well. I will keep an eye. Alright. You do your dust thing. I still don't quite understand it.
It's
but at
called
least it's making
worship.
people- I know what worship is.
You don't seem to.
I don't know what your worship is. This dusk Lord is new to me,
Father.
but at least he's... Sure. He seems interesting at least.
I can tell you more about him. Do you want to be in Duskfather's embrace?
That sounds very intimate.
It is.
By
Okay.
embrace, what do you mean? I don't mind giving the fella a hug. It doesn't. And
Okay.
I'll mess with her like that for as long as she'll entertain it.
I go back to my incense burning and my lighting the brazier, worshipping.
Okay. Giannis, that evening in your trance, you don't dream, but you hear a quick, familiar voice. A deep, powerful, ancient voice. The king. The king lies near. You do well. And you awake from your trance. The next morning, you all wake at different times. As you all awake, you see that the harmonious heroes begin to leave their tent, stretching, yawning. You see that Leo, the lead vocalist, goes, nothing like bacon and eggs in the morning. Woo! Kind of puts a big like wok on the spit. Kind of pulls out these strips of bacon, throws them on there, and you see he pulls out these like small like jar of spices, flips it open, and instead of like it's like a salt shaker with the tiny little grooves that allow it to go through, he just that should be enough. And you realize he did the same thing last night. Cracks the eggs, puts like 8 to 9 different eggs, strips and strips of bacon, and he starts cooking. As you all start waking up, Marjorie, you unfortunately do see your sister walk out of the Harmonious Heroes tent alongside Rosemary. You would now know his real name to be Ronan, not Roddy. Alongside
Ronan's a better
Ronan.
name.
Absolutely, that's what makes it fucking hilarious. As
Rose is
yeah.
getting a crisp high five.
Hell yeah, champ.
You see, you
No
see that
words,
the,
just-
the drow kind of walks Rose to the rest of you all. I want to be a gentleman and make sure she got back to safe. Like the 5 feet walk from his tent to y'all's.
Hey, how's Marjorie looking?
She is not looking at her sister nor at Ronnie, but you know what?
She's not looking at it.
I am trying to see with thaumaturgy if I can make it sound quieter, because I just want to like ambush that high five to make it sound less crisp, to make it a really sad, pathetic.
That is
Hey,
the
hey,
pettiest
hey,
use of
no.
thaumaturgy ever.
Yay!
Damn.
Not the crisp high
You see
five.
that,
I dapped her up,
Ronan-
and you're gonna
Yeah,
ruin
right?
that?
The crisp
Ugh.
dab, the crisp.
Oh,
Echo?
You
gonna
see
take
that
from
Rosemary
me?
Ronan kind of takes one of your hands, kind of takes the other, and then kisses them both. It was an amazing night. Should we ever cross paths again, I'd be more than happy to inspire you once again.
Papa.
Man is not without Riz. I can't even lie. Cannot tell a lie.
Kind of goes back to his group, and they all like start patting him on the back. So they'll be like, "Oh, you got some pussy!" He kind of waves them off and just kind of grabs a small plate, takes a couple of bites. You see that the tent in the forest is being dismantled as you all are having some breakfast, whether your own rations or the rations that were prepared by the Harmonious Heroes. As they're slowly, you see Blackstaff putting his tent, pitching it, putting his backpack on with every intention to start leaving, and he begins to do so. Is there anything you all want to do this morning?
I want to talk to Giannis real quick.
For sure, Giannis,
You-
where does Marjorie
I-
find you?
Probably eating the food.
Do you have any clarifying spells? Maybe that cures various diseases that you could cast on my sister just to be safe, maybe discreetly. Please.
Can I hear this
I-
happening?
I don't know where Ronnie has been or who or what he's been with, and I just don't want that to affect my sister. I don't think she's smart enough to use a condom.
Okay, I'm just trying
Karina
to
broke. Karina broke.
You broke me. You broke me
We're
there.
approaching real at Mach speed right now.
Okay. Okay. Marjorie,
Our father did
I-
not give us the birds and the bees talk, and I doubt Waffy's Academy did either.
I am sure this is not Rosemary's first time. She seems to be somewhat of an experienced person.
damn, just come out and say
Honest,
it, huh?
I know you don't want to use the spell slot, but please just consider it.
I do not. I am actually, that is. I do not spend my resources well, but if you would like, I could do a little incense ritual at her bedside one night.
Sure. That'd be lovely. Thanks. I mean, do you have like a spell that cures all diseases?
I have not prepared it, but if we need to
Maybe
rest
tomorrow?
again, yes.
Can you
Perhaps,
clear my
yeah.
sister who may have gotten herpes from this random hookup? Oh my god.
I,
Lord.
Marjorie.
Be honest.
You protect your sister well. I'm sure you mean her the best. But sometimes you need to let the bird fly out of the cage.
It's been flying for a while. I just prefer if it didn't come back with like bumps and rashes everywhere.
Kind of on that note, as the Harmonious Heroes are leaving, they bid you all adieu. You see that Ronan looks to you, Rosemary, one more for the road, dear. Kind of goes in for a kiss, grabs you by the back of your head, and if you should do so, he kind of kisses you deeply, pulls you back, kind of hops on the wagon as his friends kind of pat him on the back. You see that Leo, the blonde human, and it has been the Harmonious Heroes to regale you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all again. And this goes on until like he's out of eyesight and not out of ear sight. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. This has been the
I mean-
Harmonious Heroes. Thank you.
I lean towards Rosemary while I'm doing that. So tell me, was it harmonious?
She's gonna use telekinetic force to push him.
Trying to say, what's the saving throw?
It's just her go-to move. It's just
What's the saving throw?
Make a strength save.
strength save.
Ooh, I'm not good at those. 19, 18 total.
Okay, yeah, that definitely makes
Yeah,
it.
air's not fun.
but you
Air's
feel
not
it.
Fun. We hear it. We know air's not
Mhm.
fun. We get it.
Mhm.
No kidding.
go-
As
you
they're
go to-
leaving, you do see Blackstaff start to leave as well. As he's kind of just a little bag around his back. Pleasure.
I'm going to, like, now that I've woken up, she's visibly blushing and has very bloodshot eyes. But I think she's like finally processed what was told to her. And she's gonna walk up to Blackstaff.
Move, please.
What did you say to my sister? What are you doing?
Move.
You hurt my sister.
Move.
She's just gonna stand there.
He just starts to sidestep you, try to kind of go to the like diagonal around you. Do you cut him off?
I don't cut him off, but I'm like like she's not physically imposing enough to be able to actually
For
like
sure.
stop him. But
What I'm
she's-
asking is like, are you like
Yeah,
cutting
that's
his like?
down.
Because he's not trying to like push you through. He's just like, okay, you're standing
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna go around you.
yeah,
Do
like
you,
she
diagonally.
yeah. Yeah, she just stands her ground there. She's not gonna actually like intercept as he's
Yeah.
moving, but she's just like visibly like, what the fuck?
Cool. He kind of just goes around you with every intent to just not answer your question and continue on. But you all get the sense that he's like pissed. He's fucking angry. Like he's holding it back well, but like even like as he grips one of the shoulder loops, it's like white knuckles.
Is there a direction for it?
He's heading off the main road.
No, like
He's
his anchor.
heading- Oh, it's towards definitely the sister. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab my.
Don't drown.
Damn, what y'all do?
So
Exist.
I find
Right.
one thing I find funny is you asked Giannis for a thing that my character can always do.
How would I know that? You won't even tell me
Yeah.
where
That's
he's
true.
from.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
even know where you're from, man.
Where are
Yeah.
you? What's your mother's name?
What's
What's
the
her
last
name?
four of your social security
All right.
social security number?
It's impressive that you assume that he got.
He continues to walk, and kind of as he does, he stops before you, Cass. If you care, any slightest for those two, send them home. And he continues walking. What are you all doing as you start stripping down your camp and continuing to head south towards Fort Yeroth?
Marjorie's
I'll do my
giving
roll.
Rosie the cold shoulder.
Damn.
Not
Again, I'll
speaking,
do-
not engaging.
She is definitely like her sister just caught her basically. So she is like also like she notices the cold shoulder, but she is also not making eye contact.
Over to Rose, and I'll just kind of, in the friendliest way possible, I'll just kind of just like put on like a hand on her shoulder and just come. I have a feeling you want to regale at least someone about your conquest. And I'm just
Hey,
gonna be
Kikate, you should play that lovely instrument again. Really loud.
Message received.
Um, You're very weird.
Wait, how old is Cass, Brad? How old is he?
Cash is like visually
45.
like probably in his later, like mid to later 30s. He's
I-
a full ass
I-
guy.
I need you to be clear, just so you understand. You are talking to a 19-year-old girl.
I
I
rescind
just
that.
need you to
I
understand.
rescind my statement.
Yeah, but that 19-year-old is one of the boys now. So
Also true. Rosemary just became one of the boys.
so I don't.
And now there are 3 of us.
She takes him up on the offer, but as soon as they walk away,
Such a
she's like,
delayed joke.
what the fuck was up with that guy?
He talked to your sister last night. She was upset.
He attacked her.
She didn't seem physically harmed, less emotionally. He did say you should go home, whatever that means.
Yeah, he doesn't know shit.
He obviously knows you two.
We don't know him.
It's not my business.
I don't
All I
even know
know
if it's my business.
he had a pronounced interest in the dragons that attacked us. And speaking with your sister.
He knew the name of the purple one. Did he say anything about it to you? The big purple dragon?
Just asking where it went.
I think that she will mention,
And that he wanted to kill it.
okay. Well, Marjorie said he knew its name. Its name is Anathul.
She did say the same to me last night.
Okay. Does that mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
'Cause it doesn't to me.
No. My sphere of knowledge is quite small. More of a roadside education. So,
I don't know that guy. I don't trust him.
is this going to be an issue?
If he comes back, maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know that he will. Didn't like me pressing.
He seemed polite enough when I introduced myself last night, but he has some interest or motivation in you two.
Don't know how he knows us.
Your sister might. Just a presumption. I don't actually know.
Might give that a day or two.
Hmm.
We haven't been traveling together for long.
Hmm.
Been a while since I saw her last. Anyway,
Family is difficult.
I mean, she's not difficult. She's fine.
Family is always difficult.
Hmm.
You don't get much of a say.
She's like definitely there's like a knowing look, like it's like I don't even have to ask you like if you have problems with your family. Like she's just kind of like, okay, yeah, all right.
He's got like the most open and just like upfront, just like I just call it how I see it.
she's gonna go back to the camp, and you've noticed because you've been camping there for a while, she is like rail thin, but she eats like 3 servings of every meal. Like she's fucking, she's mowing down food.
Hungry.
Mhm.
Same with the other night, I do the same dance and same repeating phrase in the beginning. Yeah, if we were traveling for a few days, you realize, like, my guy does it every day.
No, can I observe that?
Sure.
Does it look anything in particular? Do I notice anything I'm like paying special attention?
It's definitely like a dance that could be used. Kind of the best way I can describe it is, you know, Demon Slayer, like the Hino Kamikaze,
That's what I was
like
thinking
his
of.
dad dancing. Same type of thing. Like it's a dance that could be like a sword form. Same type of like derivative type thing.
I think Ark is just kind of leaning up against something, like a tree or like a stump or something like that, and just kind of watching from like a respectable distance. How long does it take to do this?
I would say, like, my guy doesn't see the tent, he seems so like he can see the sky. So while you guys are doing that, which maybe takes 10-15 minutes, he does that for that entire time. And he's repeating something, and if you spend a few days watching it, you realize he's repeating like the same thing.
Yeah, I think Ark just like waits until it's finished and just kind of approaches. You do that every morning, huh?
But I do, yes.
I mean, if I'm prying, tell me to back off. But what does it mean?
Meaning is more with words. The movement is remembrance and similar to that, and also practice. If you haven't seen each other fight yet, that's how I fight. I'm fluid. I move. Every movement leads to the next block or strike.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you asked me if I was a warrior. I didn't really ask you because it seemed kind of obvious. It's interesting. I assume it comes from wherever you come from.
Not exactly. It's a bit. Even with my people, it's a bit unorthodox. But I wasn't much the. And I'll motion my head towards Cassian with the big ass fucking demon sword on the back. That was more. And I'll just take out a dagger and stick it in my fingers. Work with your strengths, yes?
I don't recognize the language either. And again, tell me so. I'm just naturally curious. I'm fairly well read. I don't recognize the language. What is that exactly?
Language of my people. Common is actually my second language. Well, died for a second. Of course, with my heritage, there's always the innate language. And I'll say something and it just sounds like rocks grinding against each other as I say something primordial.
I'll respond in primordial.
Okay, I'll say, kind of like this. Most people with my complexion, this comes naturally.
But that's not the language that your people speak. That's...
No.
Is there a name for that?
Oh, there is. Are you asking to know it?
If you don't
Era
mind.
buying time to pull up what the language name is.
Yeah, seriously.
The early campaign. What the fuck did I name this thing?
If you don't mind me asking, of course.
How do you pronounce the common? It's say soaping. Say so Pinning. It's something. Sorry, I have to remember.
Which of those pronunciations is it? Which one? You said 3.
It's something. Alright, the
Bring it back.
whole
Love
language,
it.
I have some letters are pronounced differently.
I fucking love
We'll
it.
type
Bring
it when
back.
you get a chance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's said like this.
I think we just need to get 2 rocks and clang them every time we want to say the name.
So
Dun, dun.
That's not right.
say soaping.
Okay. Cool. I've
Say
definitely
so
never
pending.
heard of that. Interesting though.
No, I believe people around here will think of it as a forgotten.
As a what, sorry?
As a forgotten tongue.
Hmm.
And please, if I say something incompetent correctly, inform me. Well, it is still used at home. I'm still getting used to some of it.
I mix up words too. I'll try to keep an ear out.
Okay.
What about you? You say you're well versed. What languages do you speak?
Quite
Are
a
you
few.
bit of a linguist?
Quite a few. 6 the last time I took account.
I told you mine. Tell me yours.
I speak the local tongues. Dwarvish, Common, Elvish. I know Primordial, of course, and a few others. Just the more merchant languages, I suppose, is the best way to put it.
Oh, I see. You a trader.
My family was.
Ah, wonderful. My family used to trade in something. Probably not what you traded in, but still.
They weren't really traders. I grew up on a farm for most of my life.
What did you grow?
Everything, depending on the season. It was quite a large farm. It took 7 of us to harvest it all. Wheat, barley, corn, sometimes whatever was in demand at Worm Bay.
I don't know what most of that was, but it sounds very delicious.
Yes, my mother taught me a lot about how to use the environment to cook and things like that.
Well, it's good to know you're right. I'm a little lost out here. I guess if I have any questions, I'll turn to you if you do not mind. That is
Of course not.
wonderful.
I've asked you plenty of
Oh.
questions. Feel free to ask any of them whenever you think of any.
But of course, but it's not fun to ask all at once. I'll have to save something for later. I'll give you like a pat on the back.
Okay. Anyone else on this indeterminate amount of time moving forward? If not, we will move forward to our.
There's
go
one
ahead,
thing. There's just one quickly thing I would do.
Yeah.
Is that for every day I would use a second spell slot to cast aid on me, Kay, and Arceus.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it. Keep that in
So-
mind.
What's the
Start of every
So-
day. Aid.
Okay, sick.
That's a extra 5 hit points, right?
So. So, if there's nothing else, we're gonna move on to our last D100 roll of this session.
Can I do it?
Who wants to do it?
Go off,
Harrison
Aaron.
Arrow.
wants to do it. Eric, go ahead.
Ah,
Go for it.
I was
my
gonna
man.
fight for Rose because
Roll 100.
Rose is-
69.
Nice! Nice!
we're children.
If you think about it, Rose really did roll it last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
A lady
gonna
never kiss
find-
and tell, I will say.
All right, let's see what a
Rose ain't a lady.
69 is.
It better be funny. I
Well,
say
she's
that
one of the
it's
boys.
more-
Rose ain't a lady.
She's really not.
On the first night, ooh.
What
Oh,
was
no, I don't
all
like
this
the- I
I
like
thing?
wanted to give you all a little like insight to how I make these lists. They are like fever dreams that I wake up at like 3 a.m. I go on my phone and I write this, and eventually, after like 5 years of playing with y'all, I have like 300 different things that I can use, and I cross them off as I use them.
Hey guys, don't Google image search 69.
Oh, you don't say, Mr.
Really?
Thumbnail.
Shocker.
Okay.
Why don't you turn your safe search back on?
Say
Freak?
search off, pussy.
I don't think we
I-
need visual aid, Ryan.
It's always gas, man. As you all are walking, one early morning, maybe about like 10, 11 a.m. ish, a couple days have gone by since the events of this session. As you all are walking, Cass, where are you? I'm gonna let you determine where are you in the just general marching order of the party.
I think he is not the head of the column, but maybe like one person behind.
Okay. As you are walking, you all hear, and those of you behind Cassian see something small dart from the tree line, hits Cass on the side of the head. Just this tiny, what looks to be a pebble for a second. And it has some weight on it. Cass, you, and then it clutters to the ground. You immediately turn, and it's a small ring. The ring is gold. Just looking at it, it looks to be like whatever gem is set has wrinkles on it.
The fuck? I'll bend down and pick it up.
Picking it up, it's actually, those wrinkles are actually that of a brain. Not a real brain, but like a carved in brain at the top of the ring where the like gemstone would go. Ah! Thank you! You have found me! Ah! Hello! Would you help me?
Do we all hear this or just him?
Just Cassian. Yes!
Fuck.
But you all do see a small skeletal crow. The like wings are hanging off. The skull is peeking out through half of the skin, and it just kind of jumps out. You get the sense that this is the thing that threw this at you.
Are you referring to me?
Yes! Can you help me? You and all of them?
That depends on what you need.
Ah,
This is
nothing crazy, nothing insane, but I have made a mistake decades ago, and I would really care for your help. Pass me around so I can speak to all of them.
The corpse crow wants to talk to us.
Yes, that is my familiar, not me.
Who's speaking?
From the ring in your head, as you hold the
Oh,
ring, it's speaking
fuck.
to you in your head.
Cassie, you're right. You're talking to yourself.
Rose. Rose.
Yeah,
Rose.
yeah?
You're magically inclined.
Yep. I pick up.
Ah! A fellow wizard! Hello?
Yeah?
Any
Hi.
new charms gracing the world in my absence?
Okay, what? You're stuck in this ring? Is that?
Stuck is a unique form. Pass me around so I can speak to everyone. This is getting exhausting.
No.
Ah, I respect your answer. Cassian, you can also hear it coming from the ring as well, even though you're not.
Oh no.
I can still hear it.
Yes, that is the nature of this charm.
I mean, I shouldn't have picked up the ring, so I really don't think it's a good idea.
No. Listen. This is a great opportunity. You all are adventurers, and I know that adventuring is a wonderful pastime. I have worked with many in the past.
What do you want?
Help.
What's happening?
I made a mistake, and I just wish to rectify that mistake.
Somebody take this ring. A weird old man's gonna talk to you if you do it, though.
Oh, I have to try it. And I'll hold out my hand.
Hello!
Your funeral.
Hello.
Yes,
Are you
this
in
has
the
been
ring or
nice.
are you inside the ring?
Both.
Unfortunate for you. What's happening? This is.
Your
I
name.
require help.
With what?
Yes, well, I had hoped that you would all pass me around so I could introduce myself all at once and would not have to introduce myself multiple times. But I understand the situation that we're in. Hi!
Let me see the ring. I will go up to it and I will just like tap it on everyone's skin.
Immediately you all hear, hello!
Argus is good, yeah, no, I'm good.
Hello!
I'm trying to back up, but I'm like, I don't make it.
It sounds like Yanis won't let him do it. Like, do not touch me with that.
I'm not gonna like force it on anyone, so those who
Okay,
resist. So it's just us three.
cool. Well, that was not as ideal. I am Valfarius, the Moon White! I was once a powerful lich! But now I am reduced to this ring. I do not wish to return to the world of the living. That is not in my purview. I wish to seek your aid in killing my clone.
And killing your globe.
My clone, yes. When I was a wizard, as many great wizards once did, we created a clone of ourselves. A body double, so to speak, in case anything would happen to me. And then I had second thoughts about being a lich. But by the time the ritual was completed, I had already succumbed to lichdom, so I immediately destroyed my own phylactery. But my clone was devious. My clone had built another one inside this ring of mind shielding. And now I am trapped here, as my clone lives on in my stead. He is not a lich. He is just a wizard. Running out of spell slots after years and years and years, I assume.
Don't those come back?
No. Not if you're a clone. If you're a clone, you are created with a finite amount of energy. A finite amount of magic. You are not magical! Wizard girl! You understand how this works? Why am I talking to these ones? Sorry,
Right.
That was very rude of me. Having
It
been trapped
was.
in this ring, I am
Mhm.
been known to lose my temper. Most people just throw me away.
Which is an option. I'm
Can
gonna
I
remind
say something to Ark and Giannis? So, do you think this ring was like laced with a hallucinatory drug or something?
I have no idea. It's magic. I don't really do that.
I think.
So where is this clone?
Not too far. I have stationed this ring here on this particular road for many years. Result.
And let me guess, every other person you try to talk to has thrown you away.
Yes,
Or they,
verily.
yes. And if we do this for you, what's in it for us? You're asking us to deal with someone.
You can help this soul pass on to the afterlife. But then also, whatever is in my tomb is yours for the taking.
Oh.
Yeah, you're a lich, and that's not
I
really
was
the most
a lich.
upset-
Was important part of the story.
Yes, see this one, mister. This guy knows.
So anyone who knows anything about liches know that's a very aggressive process. Like that's not a
Very aggressive process. He said he had second thoughts during the ritual.
Also, AJ, I want to say something, but it's a stupid like rules lawyery thing, and so I, in character, would know this. Clone is just a clone. Simulacrum is what has a limited amount of spell slots.
Yes, sorry, clone is
Yeah.
that's right, correctly. It's a simulacrum.
Mhm.
Apologize,
Yeah, it's a simulacrum. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But this is a simulacrum before he became a lich, and it's been running out of
Yes.
juice throughout the years.
He already had a
This
backup,
simulacrum.
and then
made himself a lich, said that was really stupid of me, instantly destroyed his own phylactery so he could kill himself.
And the simulacrum was like, well, now
Nah.
I'm here.
Nah.
It's like, and now
Yeah.
I'm the wizard. It was like, now I can be
because
Veldarius.
the
Well-
simulacrum would the simulacrum be gone if the
was
like the
supposed to
host
be.
dies?
Supposed to
Yeah,
be.
so he was protecting his own life.
So this
I
is
have a
some like
question.
self-preservation shit.
Liches, they're like typically like you have the hood and the no face or anything, right? They're like, so does the simulacrum look like that?
No, the simulacrum
a-
was created
yeah,
before he became a lich. He was
So-
in the process of becoming a lich, and then it was like, fuck this, ow, no, stop. And he was like, let me just destroy my phylactery that I'm building right now. And the simulacrum was like,
Not
I'm gonna take your place.
Okay.
I
So
can
the
be Veldarius
simulacrum just
now.
looks like a clone.
Yes, it doesn't look like a lich. It looks like him as whatever species he was before becoming.
Got it.
But they don't get spell slots back.
They don't get social slots and they can't heal. So if you're in this ring and it's
I have another question. I'm sorry. To become a lich, don't you need to be like a super high level wizard?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, that's all.
But this is your line.
But
from
his
that-
some his but the real person is saying like, oh, it's been decades. He probably doesn't have as many spell slots back because he physically can't get any back ever.
and
That's the
he's
thing.
probably also very frugal with them. Think of it like
Yeah.
this: like you played a full caster. What if you weren't allowed to take a long rest ever?
Ever.
Yeah.
You get
That's what-
those
that's
four
what's
first
going-
levels for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You would never cast a leveled spell ever.
Never cast a level spell unless they need
Cantrip,
That
cantrip,
gets
cantrip,
all
cantrip, cantrip, cantrip.
So
Look, this doesn't sound like a great deal for us.
Before you start,
I like this one.
I think that this is a good opportunity. We don't know a lot about each other. Frankly, I'm a little bit low on funds. Let's kill a wizard.
Yes! Let us kill the simulacrum of the most powerful wizard to ever exist in this plane!
you're
Hopefully not.
terrible at advertising.
He keeps
You're gonna be
saying
saying
things
that
that
to
make
people.
this sound like such a terrible idea. How much?
It's been
How?
a long time since I've gone to go into a good dungeon. And I'm just putting it out there. You're a wizard, a great wizard like this will have many treasures and artifacts that'd be interesting to a magical person. Like
Think about the
yourself.
spells that you can
Think-
find in my old tomb.
Think about the spell book. Is that a thing?
Yes, it's a thing.
Yes.
Ask how many
This is
much
now-
money he has.
Now you're appealing to me. This sounds like a-
Yes.
You see, dude, are you sure you're not still a lich? You're extremely sinister.
Would a lich ask for help? Think about it.
That doesn't. It doesn't.
I
say
don't
Think about
know
it!
that much about liches.
Exactly.
I put on the ring.
Woo!
I have a question.
Now be careful with this, my
Once-
good friend.
Oh,
Once we deal with your
trying.
Sigurlagurum, do
Um,
we just destroy the ring to end you? Because you said you want to die. Yes.
No, once my simulacrum is destroyed, then, well, yes. I suppose. I suppose this ring is mine. Now, I suppose yes. But I am sure there are things inside there that could unbind me from my shackles.
Can
But you
I?
said you want to die, so-
I will use a spell slot to do this. Can I quickly identify the ring
Yeah.
to see if it gives me any further information about
It
what's
is
going
a
on here?
ring of mind shielding.
Mhm.
While wearing this ring, you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are aligned, know your alignment, or know your creature type. Creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible until you use another action to make it visible until you remove the ring or until you die. The third feature of a Ring of Mind Shielding is replaced. The original feature is if you die while wearing the ring, your soul enters it, unless it already
Yeah.
has your soul. You can remain in the ring or depart for the afterlife. As long as your soul is in the ring, you can telepathically communicate with any creature wearing it. The
Oh,
wearer
so he
can't
can-
prevent
He
this
got
telepathic
soul jarred.
communication.
He got soul jarred.
He got soul jarred.
Yeah, ring
However,
jarred.
it is replaced with
Or soul ring.
this Ring of Mind Shielding is a sentient magic item. It houses Tharius the Bone White. It has a charisma of 20, an intelligence of 24, wisdom of 18.
Okay.
Damn.
That is all you get on an identify. There's another feature.
Some
Already on my finger.
It's,
I'll put it
I
like
mean, what
this.
it's,
I
You
what
got
it's
really
saying
two
doesn't
choices here. Well, really three choices. You could throw the ring away. A.
matter.
You could go fight the simulacrum of Veltharius the Bone White. Or a third option.
Just
that
walk
you
away with
all
the ring.
fuck with, I guess.
We just take it.
Keep the
You
ring.
can just keep the
Keep
ring and
going.
ignore him.
Ignore this fucking guy. Good luck.
We should.
Why do I feel like the role of a 69-100 gives us a really fucked thing?
Hey man,
Emphasis on fucked.
I
mean-
mean, the reason I'm here is to find more magic stuff, and this is kind of like
The place to go.
not talking to you. But he's right. We
I
should
could
probably
do
clear
with
it
a
with the
big,
rest of the party who can't hear the
I
weird
could do
old
with a
man.
bit of a tension.
Do I know what a lich is?
Yeah.
Who wants to go fight a wizard?
Me! Oh, me! Pick me!
Donkey relax.
Which direction is the wizard?
My familiar can point it out. There would be some beasties in there, my old creations. But they should. Probably not. I was going to say they should recognize me, but given my current state, I am a ring.
What?
If we touch them with the ring, could you tell them to back up?
If you would manage to touch them before they tore your throat out with their jaws, then of course!
To be fair, I've had worse bets.
Is my best guess. I have been known to be wrong in the past.
So what are we
Returning
doing?
to the question, who wants to go fight a wizard and get loot?
Sounds like fun.
I realize
Do you
that.
think we can handle it at level 3?
I
Way
mean,
to find out.
we're being
What's
proposed at level 3.
what's level 3?
Exactly.
What's that?
How
We'll
much do
find
you
out.
share about the wizard and the simulacrum?
I'll tell you guys
All of it.
everything
All of it.
that,
Okay.
that we've heard. Yeah.
He wishes
Well,
to
put out
pass
one
on.
fireball
We need
for-
to free him.
I'm gonna put out one fireball and we're all done.
And you think it's a good idea to march on to a simulacrum who's probably saving all his spell slots of this powerful wizard.
I was under the impression that you were interested in giving people their last rites and sending them on to somewhere.
Hmm.
This is
Oh,
a
I
very
think you got her now.
This is a very
She can't
fine
hear me, but I think you
opportunity.
got her now.
Think of it like this, Jens.
I don't think a crazy lich is worth dealing with. He's a lich, right?
Not freeing a lich, killing a lich indirectly.
And the simulacrum is not a lich, it was before.
Indirectly.
So not all the lich powerfulness yet.
I thought the wizard wasn't a lich either. He bailed halfway through.
The wizard.
No,
is
he
a-
regretted it halfway through, but he finished,
Yeah.
and then he tried to kill himself,
Mm.
and the simulacrum didn't let him. Is that
yes,
right?
do keep up.
I
He's
have
not
the
very
right.
good at being a lich.
Yes,
at killing himself.
Indeed.
Magic is so complicated.
But that's why I don't find this usually. But this is fun.
So we're going.
I think it's more impressive just haven't already killed a lich.
If we must be materialistic about it, a wizard, cave, monsters to hunt, loot to acquire, and plunder.
Honest, think of it like this. What would the Dusk Father want you to do?
Go ahead and ignore this undead. Yes. This is
Or is
exactly.
he more of a smite the undead type?
Can I do? No, I'm not doing it. It's not worth it.
Hey AJ, have I heard of the Duskfather? I think this is the first time anybody's
Give me a
actually
religion
asked this
check.
question.
Give me a
Yeah.
religion check.
Can I give a little guidance? Be like, remember all the lessons
To help me
we took
think.
growing up? All the
And-
history lessons?
I'm
Kieran,
gonna
you
see-
knew I was gonna pull out. What
not
was your
a not
god
a
point you
like, not an archgod. You know,
Right,
definitely
not
an archgod,
not from like the major
recognized-
pantheon.
Not in recognizing the major pantheon. No.
Hey, maybe a 14 would hit different than a 10. Have that one little d4.
He said no to the guidance.
Oh, he did? I didn't hear it.
No,
Sorry.
I'm just
Yeah.
joking. If you got guidance, then use guys. I'm not gonna tell you not to use it. If you want,
yeah.
it's up to you.
Sure. I mean, sure.
You
Like, what's the
literally,
point?
literally with a 14, I'm not even bullshitting, no joke, like literally.
Uh-huh.
The Dust Father, you've never heard that fucking name in your entire life. You've never heard God ever in any scripture, any text, none you're studying at Lavis Academy, never.
Sasha play a character about guidance. Challenge level impossible.
I will refer to Arceus and your guiding K, but if things get sticky, I'm leaving you there all there.
Understood.
Sounds fair. We're going hunting, boys.
You're far
Is
too
that a
excitable.
yes from everybody?
Yes.
At long last, the betrayer of Altharius will be defeated, and the real one will pass on from this mortal realm.
Now follow the crow. Crow will lead
I'm
you
ve-
to the tomb.
I'm very hungover. Please don't scream into my brain.
Oh,
I will try my best.
how far away is your crib? Like more than
Follow
a
the
day?
crow. Follow the crow. Follow the crow. Follow the crow.
Follow the crow!
All right.
Okay. Following this bird for over a day, it leads to another day,
Oh my fucking god.
and then another.
Oh my fucking
Where are we going?
god.
What cardinal direction?
What?
Yes.
Yeah. What
3
direction are we heading?
days.
Please tell me it's not too far.
Generally
God.
south, please.
We're over here now, guys.
We're up here.
Generally
this is the
south.
Halloween
No,
town.
so we met the Harmonious Heroes around here, right?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Started
Okay.
session here, met the
Uh-huh.
heroes here, met Veltharius here. We're probably like right here-ish, right?
Okay. That's
It's just 3 days of
Not too-
off-road travel.
3 days of off.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can kind of
Okay.
Side
curve
quest.
back
Okay.
around.
Okay.
Not too bad.
As you all are continuing on, Cassian, do you keep the ring on?
No, I think he'll keep it loose. He won't be wearing it.
Okay.
I'll like take a leather strip and like make it a keychain, so I don't have to have it. I don't want it on my neck. I'll just put it
Okay.
just like put it on my bag.
Rosemary, Kikotai, and Cassian, the talking from Veltharius nearly drives you to short-term madness. Nearly. It's the trees! The trees are amazing! Yes, these trees weren't here when I was roaming this land! Oh, that the bird over there! The bird wasn't there when I was roaming this land! How long ago were you here? 30 years ago! Yes! And it's non-fucking stop.
Can I like veer off a little bit? I want to see if distance from the ring it helps.
It doesn't. Unless you have touched the ring, you are telepathically connected to
Can
it.
I share a very satisfied smile with Giannis?
Yeah, same.
It's like,
I give you the look back. It's like,
Until eventually, however, you do see in the thickets, kind of these trees leaned over each other in this very shoddy wooden door on the side of a hill.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it like so shoddy that it's like a melody in my
I'm
head?
gonna tell you how busted down it is. It says on fainted pain, the Tharius the Bone White's lair, stay out.
what in the Borderlands?
Great.
Ah, my home. Isn't it grand and full of splendor?
It's quaint.
Are we gonna find out this is some like a mouse spoke lich or something? Like this is not an intimidating thing.
I feel like this guy was maybe overstating how powerful a wizard he is. Don't respond to that.
Is there,
Don't
is there
Talking to the
anything-
ring.
Is there
May I
necessary
respond to something else?
time? Should we try and sell Girl Scout cookies?
what did you say? I'm asking as Karina. What did you say, Dasha?
No, it was a bad joke.
She-
It
Are you
was
not
really
trying to
bad.
sell?
He asked,
Something
she
about Girl
asked-
Scout cookies.
Entering in
Mhm.
the door, you immediately see dark stonework. As you enter in, it's a very short, thin corridor that immediately expands into a larger tomb. Walls naturally underneath this hill providing the natural covering. It looks like it's been carved out magically. The grooves are too smooth for this to be chipped away over years. It's magically been carved and engraved out. And as you all are walking in, you immediately hear the sound of something liquid, thick, hitting the ground in the darkness. One stomp, a growl, another stomp, a snarl, until there's silence. And then the stomps get quick and quick until they're moving fast and fast and faster. You see from the right side this massive creature lumbering towards you. It's quadrupedal. Where I would say its face is kind of a weird thing to say for this anatomy. It is a massive just load of circular flesh atop four legs, and instead of any neck, and the front of that roundness is just the maw with teeth and a tongue sticking out. As it rushes forward to all of you very quickly, you hear you four that are telepathically communicated. Ah! Poopsie! Come to me! As this creature, hell-bent, rushing forward to all of you, lunges up, attacks. That's where we're going to end our session here this week.
AJ,
We're
yeah,
next week.
I
we're
wanna-
gonna
I was
do
like,
some
there's
plays.
no way
Just
that AJ has a
complain.
map for this.
Oh, I do.
I wanna,
Oh, I do.
Jesus
Sick.
Christ.
Oh, I
Let's just-
do.